at least 10
Okay.
minutes.
Okay. So yeah, essentially you will be getting to you'll be right about on the edge of this area when you kind of complete your speech, rousing them to greatness and or uh, feats of daring and such. So again, that's was it 10 temporary point? 10
Yeah,
temporary
everyone
points?
gets
Yeah.
10 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Excellent. Don't forget to mark those on your sheet. So,
Done.
so I want you to go ahead and give me let's call it either per, perception or survival. Because again, you're kind of in an area. It's kind of a tangle of low, maybe 1 or 2 story structures, streets kind of tangling in various directions. There, it's not dirty or nasty or anything. It's just sort of darker. At this time, it is night. It is almost fully nighttime at this point here because again, it's about 6:30 ish in the wintertime. So the lighting is getting very dim as you're getting into this region here. Um, you know your purchases and everything else you've done there. You probably spent about maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. Actually, it's probably closer to 7 o'clock right now. So Eldon, you are just like, where am I? What's going on there? You
Right.
do, between kind of puffing and huffing along there because of your shorter legs than everybody else.
Yeah, and I'm
Um,
like at the same time I'm like kind of like checking my bracer, like
sure.
like just kind of doing little psyching up in case something bad happens in
Sure.
the next couple of minutes.
Okay. Um, so you kind of, so Amethyst with that 24, you kind of start getting a feel for the neighborhood itself. You're probably the most widely traveled person technically because you've been in and out of various places. And this part of the city is a little more like you're used to. You've been in mostly villages and smaller places there. So this part is actually like lower structures, slower roofs, and everything else. And so you get a little bit better feel for where things are and what things are going on. And so with the 24, you will actually um, kind of peering down streets and looking down various directions there, looking for groups of people, anyone out of place, anyone wandering along. You will eventually find yourselves. Going to pull this up here and make sure everyone's in the right place. One sec. Okay, that should do it. You're going to be over here, the yellow section. So you kind of come into an area. Um, at this point, you can place yourselves somewhere along the way that yellow square. You can kind of move yourselves off to the side or anything else here. But Amethyst, with that 24, you do spot down this street, a ways down the street. You hear some voices and see some people down here. Reveal a little bit more of the street as you see a bit. Oh, one sec. So, yep. Okay. So all the way down the street here. Why am I not pinging? Hold on here. Why is it not moving on me here? Oh, I know why. Sorry. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. So way down at the other end of the street, you will spot a couple people talking to someone. They're all kind of fairly cloaked and um, talking in fairly intense voices. It's a little hard to see because you're quite a ways down the street here, but you spot that group down there. And let me bring Trevor in here too. He'll be kind of tucked off to the side. Okay. So essentially, you see some people down there. You can't quite hear what they're saying from here, but you spot them. So I guess then, what do you guys do when you see that? See that you don't see there's not like a scuffle or combat happening or anything like that. There's nothing like that going on. You can just kind of make out a little bit that they're talking. So what would you like to do?
Well,
I'll whisper to everybody else that there's some people down there, and I think they look a bit dodgy. So we'll go and see if we can get a bit closer and maybe hear what they're saying.
Okay. So if you want to move, so you want to move without being seen? You want to do you want to be spotted by them?
Yes, let us
Okay.
move. Yes, we may not want to raise suspicions quite yet. Let us move quietly. Yes.
Okay.
So
So you
don't we
can
just
move. Go ahead.
sorry, I'll ask the rest of them. Don't Lucas to scout them out?
Yeah, if that's all right with, if that's okay with Lucas.
Yeah, sure. You want to head a little. You guys can spread out there. So but essentially, moving stealthily, you're going to move. Essentially, you could move and dash. So you can move your full move. Um. So
Well,
go ahead.
I'm gonna cast.
Oh. Very good. Okay. In that case, yeah, go ahead and you can move your full move. And then make a stealth check for me because you still could make sound, but it's not likely they're going to hear you from this far away. And sorry, stealth with advantage because you are invisible. Okay.
I'll telepathically speak to Lucas as well so that he can do the same back to me if he needs to.
Sure, set up the link. Okay, good. All right, yeah. They don't seem to notice you. They don't take any notice of your presence there, obviously, because you're invisible and you're not making any sound. So you're moving stealthy enough that you're not. They can't hear you coming. Yeah. So Amethyst does form the telepathic link. The rest of you could move forward if you wanted to. And you just move stealthily and slowly. I won't make you make a stealth check just yet. If you just move like just your normal move, or you move half your move at a time, essentially. So you want to scoot forward a little bit, you can get a little closer. Lucas, go get a perception check from there just to see if you can hear what they're saying yet.
If this place is as purple as the map looks, then I'll be perfectly camouflaged anyway.
Kinda, yeah, yeah. It's just nighttime, and so it's the
um, Out of
okay.
curiosity, could I
Yeah.
have? Oh, I don't have a miniature form yet. Just kidding. Okay. Well, never mind.
If you're familiar, is that what you're gonna go for?
Yeah. I was going to have my hawk.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have my spider ready, so he'll kind of like be floating behind me a little bit, um, just like above my like back. But
Sure.
then I was thinking of
It can kind of
having
perch on your other shoulder if you want. It's fine.
right. Okay, yeah. So I'll just have him perch on my shoulder.
Sure. And you're sending your hawk ahead, or what are you doing with your hawk?
Yeah. I was thinking just a little bit like have him like go park up on the roof, like up here, maybe.
Sure. Okay. Good. Yeah, it can fly over there. Yeah. And then, are you going to listen through him or just have him
Yeah. I want
fly
to go
by?
ahead and look through him. Is
Okay.
as Lucas is working his way up there to see if he can hear anything. I wanted to go ahead and look through my hawk's eyes and see if I can like open up a little bit more of this map to see if there's like anyone else around or if it's just those three people. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, have him kind of like fly up a little bit.
All right. Then I'll go ahead and reveal a little more of the map up this direction. One sec. So essentially, you've got a little alleyway, a little street up this way. Um, if he's flying over here, you'll see a little more. This is the rooftops over here, so this isn't any big deal.
Yeah, he doesn't fly too high above the roofs,
Sure.
but just a little bit, just enough to where I can get a better thing. And as Lucas
And
is walking up there, I'll be looking through his eyes, and I'll whisper to Amethyst. So as we approach, there is an alleyway and another alleyway on either side. He does not see anything on either side of the, like he's gonna like kind of that like little
sure.
whispering of like
All right. And so from here, this is kind of this spot here. Hold on. So this spot here is kind of down. So if you want to get up on top of the roof there, like up to the
yeah
peak, yeah,
like
then
up
I'll
on the
go
peak a
ahead.
little bit. Yeah.
Sure. And so a little more of this then. Okay. So yes, there's a little sort of a little almost like a little entryway down over here. There's actually a doorway down there as well. Can't really see from that angle. There's a door below over here. It's almost like it's kind of like little one story like duplex kind of things like that, where you got like doors in multiple places.
Mm-hmm.
And then across the way over here, you can see a little bit of that as well. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Boop boop. Okay. So yeah, there might be another little alleyway over this direction here. Not very well lit. One thing, Amethyst, as you get up to where you are there, you do see these are actual, like out here, and some of these other things. They're all very similar, little um, uh, flickering lights. And give me a perception check there, Amethyst. Are you noticing about those lights? And Eldon, if you want to go ahead and put a second homunculus where your hawk is for now, we can use that for now. So you can control it and move it around where you want it. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So you will notice these things flicker like candles almost. But there is a bit of an arcane nature to them, like maybe an ever burning candle or something. Um, so just sort of little lights on the buildings and such. This one out here on the street is a little bit larger. It reminds you a little bit of the one that you have, the ever burning lantern.
Mhm.
Very similar. The ones on the houses are smaller, more like almost a candle size, but this one's more like a torch out here.
Right.
Okay. And Lucas, you can definitely see that they're talking. You can't quite make out what they're saying yet, but there's a bit of animated discussion. No weapons are drawn that you can see, but you definitely can see that they're talking back and forth a little bit, but you can't quite make out what they're saying yet. And we'll go ahead and mark you as invisible. Go, you're stealthy. There you go.
Obviously, I'll carry on moving.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep. Yeah, go ahead and move your full move and kind of place yourself where we're going to be. Give me another stealth check, getting closer there without being heard. Again, with advantage. Okay, yeah. They don't take notice of you. I'll reveal a little bit more as you get closer down here. So yes, there's definitely a little bit of a recessed alcove over here. And a little bit more detail up in here. Yeah. And there's definitely some other little alcove like this one over here. You do see there's another light right here. They're just somewhat giving them a bit of a backlight, so you can kind of see them. They're a little bit on the edge of this light, so they're kind of like, especially these two back here are much more in shadows, where you can see this guy's a little bit better. They're all wearing clothes. Actually, this one's the one in the back there is wearing. You can start making out some details now. He's definitely a thicker, broader person, kind of spiky hair there, and he's just kind of has some sort of a blunt club-looking thing, just kind of resting on his shoulder. Not really in a threatening position, but it's just kind of like resting on his shoulder, like he's just kind of sitting it there. While this person is definitely in cloaks, a cloak, hood up, and talking with this one also with cloak and hood up. One more perception check to see if you. This one should be pretty much lower DC to hear what they're saying. To see how well you hear it. Okay. You can't quite make everything, but you do pick out a little bit there that this one, the one on the left from you, is just sort of like, I'm sorry. It was a misunderstanding. Really, and you just hear this one. Please, misunderstanding my ass. You shortchanged us, and you know it. and it's about all you can pick up there for sure. They're not voices aren't loud, but they're carrying somewhat there. Um, just sort of like harsh whispers and what you pick up there. Eldon, one thing I would say if are you kind of like going in and out of your hawk at this point and trying to walk along?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you could give me a stealth check with disadvantage because you're kind of
Okay. Guidance. Sorry.
sure, go for it. Okay. It's not terrible, and you
D4.
okay. So yeah, Amethyst, he's not quite being as stealthy, kind of walking along as he is. Um, if you want to move up, Amethyst, why don't you give me a stealth check as well? Just sort of a no advantage or disadvantage, just a straight up stealth check there as you're approaching. And Sora, you're fine. You're hanging back. Okay, moving slower.
That's because I'm loud.
Apparently, I'm only
So,
rolling sixes today.
not terrible. Again, nobody raises an alarm, nobody yells out or anything else like that. But but you can kind of like you kind of wince a little bit as Eldon's making a little bit of noise because he's not quite. He's essentially you see him stop and put his hand on the wall a second there and then like take his hand away and move a little closer. So, yep, upside down 9. Yep. All right, so that's about where we're at. Let me make sure. Let me see where our view is at right now. I think, yeah, here we go.
We're moving at
Can I
half
order
speed, right?
Yeah, you guys are moving half speed
Yeah.
there. Eldon, I think, yeah, it's essentially, yeah. Remember, you can move though, and then use your action to move again. So essentially, you can move your full speed, but you can't dash. Sorry, you can as a full round, you can move your move essentially if you're stealthing.
I have my hawk fly to this other little house
Sure.
over here.
Go ahead, Boop. Where you want to put them?
Right
Over there.
there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let me. All right then. Let's see what we see over there from that point of view. Oops, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Come on. Great deal. Thank you. Been practicing to get better at it.
Nice.
Yeah, from up there you can see that there's some sort of little intersection down here. Can't quite see from that viewpoint what's down on the street, but you can see over to this rooftop here from there. There's a little bit of light peeking out from down here and down here. Give me a little bit of visibility over there. Give me a percent. You trying to view through your hawk at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Owl, but yeah.
Sure.
Advantage.
Oh, yeah, I will. Okay. Not so good.
Not so
Okay.
good. Still getting used to him. I kind of just made
Yeah.
him just the other day.
Yeah, it's getting in there. You'll get a little bit further view down over to here, kind of seeing where this. There might be some sort of a little bit of an alleyway over here, but that's about all you're going to see across the rooftops there. Decent vision, but let's see. Okay, so back around to Lucas. What are you up to next?
Carry on moving.
Okay, go ahead and move where you want to move, and give me a perception check again. Actually, at this point, so he's walking up the middle there. Okay, give me a stealth check. You're going to be able to hear everything from this point. There'll be something very important right around. From there, you can see there's a person standing right there.
Uh-oh.
And you can definitely see the rest of the way down the alleyway over here. Okay, yeah, you can see the alleyway. Okay. Yes, there's another one over there. They're just kind of, and this one here. Let me just make sure we're all seeing the same thing here. This guy, this person here, you can't make out much there. They're just kind of a hood up there, sleeveless like vest in the snow. Because again, this is still very cold there. They're just sitting there. You can see they've got some daggers and stuff like that, and one's daggers is kind of like picking at something on their nails. And just leaning against the wall there, and back in that little alcove, that little corner there, just looking kind of bored and waiting. You will see now that this person doing most of the talking down here with this person, this is an elf, obviously, because you can see the ears poking out. And it's all kind of a shadowy dark there, bit of kind of spiky metal type shoulders, sticking out like definitely some sort of armor, a rapier at their side. This person looks like human sized, at least. You can't quite see the face all that well, but you can definitely um, make a little more details there. It's just sort of a plain looking cloak with the hood up there. And he just says, "Hildren, please," and you just see the elf just like within a flash of a second there, we just backhands him across the face. "Don't say my name." And the person in the cloak there kind of like reels back, and as they do, the hood falls back a little bit, and there's a clank of something hitting the ground. And what's going on here? I'm in the wrong level. There we go. We're gonna swap this out. Do I have the other one? Sorry. Let me swap that token real fast. There he goes. He'll be right back. Okay. So you will see a flash of red skin and horns from this person here. And you'll see this guy just sort of like, oh, what the? And oh, it is the same artwork, isn't it? Yeah, it worked for what I was going for here. This one here doesn't so much react. He just sort of looks at him. Figures, Brecken. You're just a fiend in reality, not just as a businessman. Where is it? And he's like, please, I'm telling you, I didn't know what it was exactly when I bought it from you. It was just a brass statuette. Didn't look all that valuable, but as I investigated afterwards, I discovered it was a little bit more valuable. A little more valuable? You gave us 150 gold, and you're selling it for 5,000. That's not a little bit of a markup. That's a lot. You owe us. Please. Business is business. You understand? And he starts to obviously say the name again and stops himself. He looks at him like the elf looks at him, kind of strays his hand down toward the rapier on his hip. Says, "You have one way of leaving this place alive. Tell us who the buyer is." I can't do that. I mean, they'll only sell to me. This is a trusted contact. I can't just give you their name. Tell us the buyer, or you're dead. At that point, we'll go ahead and see what everyone's going to do here.
I'll relay this back to Amethyst.
Yeah, so Amethyst, you definitely pick up most of that conversation as it's being said, and the fact that it is now a tiefling standing there, and not a human as they originally thought.
And tieflings are like ultra rare, right?
They're very. You probably haven't seen one around. Maybe you've heard of them, the fact that they exist, but they're really not seen commonly. You might have seen one or two on the street just walking around the last couple of days. But yeah, tiefling and Aasimar in general are very rare in the world. You've seen one Aasimar already, and well, you haven't because you haven't been to the bar. You heard about one.
Right.
Let me go ahead and reveal the rest of that building back there. Okay, so I see Sora is charging forward basically.
I am moving at 15 feet, just
Okay, gotcha.
slowly.
Okay.
Kind of just like
Um,
meandering around the area.
okay. All right, and Amethyst, where do you want to move to? Okay.
Also,
Right.
as Sora kind of moves a little bit ahead of me, my homunculus will actually fly off of my chest and attach to her back.
I've taken a double move. I'm not being stealthy at this point. I'm just trying to get to where Lucas is.
Okay. In that case, Sora, you're not being stealthy. You're just walking up the street.
I look like I'm
And
window shopping.
it's the middle.
People's
It's
houses.
nighttime. Yeah, and this is in the shopping district. So,
To people's houses. We need furniture, right?
sure, of course, yeah. It's enough though that basically Lucas, from where you are, you will see this guy's like, boss, we got company down the street, and they kind of look off in that direction. As the tiefling looks over that way, kind of like, and the elf just sort of glances over that direction as that's Brecken, put yourself together, and kind of like motions toward the crown or whatever he was wearing that came off of his head, and he looks around. The Brecken looks around, kind of like okay, and picks it up again and turns back into his human-looking guys. We'll just swap
It's a
him
bit
back.
late for that.
I know, but and so as you are spotted at this point, what would you like to do? Lucas, from where you are, this person right here does draw their daggers and kind of edge forward a little bit. Oops, to about there. They're still behind around the corner though, so they're definitely not in view from anybody else down the street yet.
Do
But
we, the rest of the group, know that they were talking about the dragon statue?
Lucas did relay to the Amethyst there, so Amethyst, if you can kind of whisper to them as they're walking along.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell them what Lucas has told me.
Okay.
I look dragonborn. I don't look human.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like
Yeah,
I
it
did
is.
look human when they saw us, and then all of a sudden I didn't.
Okay, so you change your shape then. Okay.
Yeah.
And Amethyst, how about you? Still look to Tabaxi?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Um,
Ready?
I will go ahead. Eldon is going to kind of like duck behind that little,
Sure.
in that little corner there, and
Mhm.
then I'll take a second, close my eyes, and look through my owl. And I'm gonna go ahead and move him up to like here where I can kind of get a vantage point and see um, what is happening all on this corner where all these people are.
Okay.
Is Trevor with us or not?
Trevor, yeah, he'll be kind of backing you guys up here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to do much with him for the most part. He's been kind of slinking along side there. He's kind of sticking. He's actually sticking to the close to the building. And we'll just say he's about there for right now.
And I'll talk because I'm here. What's up, guys?
Oh, right.
Hey,
Cool.
buddy.
Literally just stepped in.
Hi.
Cool.
Hey.
Excellent.
Great
All right. In that case,
timing.
actually, let's move you back there for just a minute, Sora. So actually, then, so being aware of what's happening here, let's fill you in real quick. So, they after leaving the Mystic Menagerie shop, they went to go check out where Brecken was. The shop owner that you suspected had purchased the stolen statue, and was off in the somewhat vicinity of where the courier was originally murdered. You guys hoofed it on down here, and Amethyst, with some high perception checks, spotted down the alleyway some cloaked figures talking. So right now, you guys are back here. The figures are over here. Lucas has managed to move up invisibly to right up near there, and spotted a little guy in the alcove here, who Amethyst and everyone else, and you, Amethyst, has been kind of relaying things telepathically and whispering to you guys what's been going on. This person here was revealed to be Brecken, the shop owner, who, when he got backhanded by this guy, who had been named Ildren, some sort of an elf, in dark cloak and armor looking, with a rapier in his hip, backhanded Brecken at one point there, knocking a circlet off of his head, and was revealed to be a red-skinned tiefling. He has put the thing back on, revealing like going back to his normal human-looking appearance. But as of this point, you were kind of backing up along with them. Do you want to be anywhere else on the map other than where you are? So currently, you're kind of backing everyone up here, sticking to the shadows along the sides of the road, along the street.
Don't have my grappling hook yet. I would like
Not yet.
to be perched up on the rooftop if I could be.
You want to be up on top of here?
Yeah, it's about time I start acting.
Yeah,
like a little
Yeah,
bit.
you know what? It's not hard. It's a one-story building there. You can hop up like a barrel or something that you can probably just like jump up on and grab the edge of it and pull yourself up. It's not hard to do at all. You got acrobatics, so you're able to get up on top of there. Yep. So you kind of creep up on top there. Give me a perception check from there.
Sure.
And Eldon, why don't you go ahead and give me one for you and your hawk, since you're looking from that viewpoint as well. Okay. Nope. Nope. Okay. No worries. So yeah, you're able to move along there. It's a little bit precarious, so you're kind of like not able to see very well out there. And this side of the street there, you'll notice that where the lights are the only place they're light. So the rooftops are actually pretty dark. So you're kind of having to kind of piece along there, moving along kind of quietly. Although at this point, you do know that the group has been spotted. You do hear them, "Hey, boss, we got company." And then at this point, Sora is about to go ahead and run forward. Is what you started to do. Is there anything anyone else wants to do, or are we jumping into initiative?
Initiative.
Yeah,
Not yet. Not yet.
I am kind of 3/4 cover, kind of like peeking out around this little corner here. My
Well-
homunculus is riding on Sora's back.
So Sora, is that going to bug you?
If
Is
I
that
didn't
okay?
feel it land, I probably won't.
You have armor.
He's
You have
so
armor
small.
on, so yeah.
Yeah. So like I probably didn't notice it.
Before I say whether
I
or
need
not
to heal you. I want it there.
we should go to initiative or anything, I have a pretty good, because I ignore 3/4 cover, I know, but like from where I am, do I have a pretty good bead where Lucas and this guy is from where the other three are?
Lucas is visible, so you don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, the enemies basically, or the other.
Yeah.
People, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can
I got a
see
clear shot on
from
him.
where where you are. Yeah, you might have a harder time hitting him. Not he doesn't have 3/4 cover, so yeah, you can see all three of those guys. Yeah.
Perfect. That's all I need to know. Then I'll stay right where I am.
And you know there's somebody over here, but you can't see him from where you're at. He's kind of back behind the building there, so he's actually not peeking out right now. He's just waiting there.
And which one was Bracken?
Brecken's the one in yellow. So he's the rest of them are, the other three are all square tokens. Alrighty then. Let's see here. Well, in that case, let's go on initiatives and see what happens.
Can I make my movement before that, or do you want me to do it? On my
Go
turn?
ahead and make a move. Yes. You want to do, so just if you just do your normal movement.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that.
So you rush up there. So, Lucas, you can definitely hear Sora coming because she's not being stealthy at all at this point.
Nope.
She's just charging on forward. Okay.
If I move to there, I mean, what can I see down the alley?
So it's your last section there. Go for it. Let me see. Give me a perception check. Okay. You will see. Actually, let me move that real quick. And let me do my reveal first off. And now reveal down this way. Oops, that's still not reveal. 1 sec. It's always fun to do. Okay.
Oh.
You will see there is a person down the alleyway there. Right about here. A female. She's actually, you can kind of backlit there where she is, but she's tucked out of the way that she can't really be seen. From everyone in there. She's just sort of waiting, just kind of just paused, not really. You can tell she's paying attention, but wrong thing, but not really. Um, Not really doing anything specifically yet. You do see her look over her shoulder. In this direction, just kind of glancing over that way occasionally. But nothing really is that's jumping out at you. And why am I seeing everyone on the map twice now? What's going on here?
I don't. I just see us.
Oh crap! There's still didn't get. Why are people? As
Yeah,
we
I
reveal-
just
like you're,
I just see us.
okay. Let me close and
That's something I
reopen.
ask myself all the time. Why are people?
Yeah, because I'm seeing like an old combat, and I know I cleared it because it was empty when I opened it up. So I'm seeing the Hobgoblin Sniper on there and your old initiatives. So keep track of what your initiatives are. We'll just clear this and see if it's cleaned up.
I just had to roll mine 3 times to get it to come on the turn order. So
Okay, well we'll get
No,
everyone on here. What? Okay, so there.
Can I just keep that one?
Sure, it's fine.
No.
you can
I had it
change.
set.
You can roll again and change it back to your original one.
Yeah. Do
Yeah,
that.
but I like this one better.
Yeah, if you.
I also like this one better.
I like how I still roll decently, and it's still nowhere near up top now. Like, it's fine. That's fine. It's all fine.
Okay.
If you'd like to stop rolling so high with those guys, I mean, that'd be fine.
That'd
Yeah,
be great.
that's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, sure.
No DM rolls today, okay?
He's fudging them.
Yep, of course I am. I am literally clicking on the initiative button and seeing what happens.
Right.
Okay. So, is that everybody now? I think that's everybody. Sure. Let me resort this. Descending. All right. Oh no. Okay. Alrighty then.
Why have you got such good initiatives?
Huh?
Why have everyone got such good initiatives?
It's a little weird, isn't it? They don't have a high initiative. They just
None
roll
of us
high.
rolled. None of us rolled badly. Like literally, the
Yeah.
worst one was Lucas, and his 14's nothing to sneeze at. So it's like, yeah,
we all rolled.
we all
great.
rolled really
They just-
high. They just rolled a lot higher. Well, not higher than Eldon. Not a lot higher than Eldon. But
Okay, so there's that one. I'm trying to see if there's somebody that's missing from the list here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, yes. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so I think everyone's on there now. We're all good. Okay.
looks like it.
So yeah.
And redid. I did roll a 25 for the second one, but I rolled a 20 for the first one, so I have that reset.
Cool. Okay, cool. And all right then. So first up is this guy here. I mean, he's a Dex monkey. So he kind of looks up in there, sees what's happening there, and you see him just reach out, just kind of toward Rapier comes out and flashes out toward Brecken, and there is a slash of fabric or something like that, and he reaches down and catches something that drops off of Brecken's shoulder. Lucas, from where you are, you can see it's a bag. It's a little satchel kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he catches it there, looks around and just sort of like, and just kind of and tucks it around behind his back there, and squares up, looking at everyone else. Just kind of settles into a guard position for the moment there. That's what he does.
Interesting. Because I'm just gonna type it in chat because I'm not gonna say it on the thing. Yeah, I'm noticing a pattern here. He's not trying. It doesn't look like he's trying to kill Bracken because he's had the opportunity. He's only hit him, and then he literally cut something off of his neck. Right.
Yeah, basically cut a strap or something. Yeah,
could have killed him if he wanted to, just right then.
Probably.
Okay, interesting to know. All right.
I mean, from your vantage point there, it's not really well lit where he's standing here, but
Right.
you can see there was a flash of steel, and Brecken didn't like get collapse or anything else like that.
Right.
So, yeah. So Amethyst, you are up with that 20 there.
I'm going to stick mage armor on, I think.
Okay. So move forward, cast mage armor. Okay. Let's see. You can move and do that. Unless you have any bonus actions.
No.
Okay. All right then. Yeah. So did you already move? I couldn't see if you moved or not.
I did move. Yeah, I moved.
Okay, cool. All right. So you got to there. All right. And you can move full speed now if you didn't already.
Yeah, I did. I moved
cool.
30.
Perfect. Okay. All right then. So this guy here, he basically goes, I got this, boss. And he kind of moves one, kind of shoves Brecken aside, kind of shoves him against the wall, as he pushes past him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me pull up his sheet real quick because I want to make sure of something. Sorry, all the sheets available to me now. Yep. Okay. Let's get these guys over here. There we go. He then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. He will charge right up to Sora. And as he does, you can see he kind of like pulls this like cudgel looking thing off the he's kind of swings it, kind of hefts it around there, swinging a little bit there, and just goes, I don't know who you are, but get out of our way. And he kind of just moves in there and takes a swing. Let's see here. I'll be able to make one attack. Oh no, he does not hit. So basically, he just kind of swings out there. You just kind of he swings almost too soon, and literally like goes to hit you, and you just stop moving for a second, and it just whiffs right past you. Let me do something else here. It'll be kind of fun.
Too slow.
Yeah, he like almost overextends himself and almost like stumbles a bit there to a stop, but rights himself and just kind of looks at you, just like, and basically stops there. All right, Eldon, you see this thug in studded leather armor there, in a club of some kind, rushes up there and swings at Sora.
Okay. Kind of like poke my head out there. Okay. Well, go ahead and reach out and shoot him. Firebolt.
Okay. You do not have sharpshooter or small sniper, so you have a little bit
Yeah.
better.
I
Okay.
have 120 feet.
Right, range isn't the issue. You're fighting like Sora's. Sora's kind of has a back to it,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah. So essentially, he's blocked by Sora for the most part from that vantage point there, so he has the partial cover. So that will actually not quite be enough there. It literally it zips right past his shoulder, and you realize if he hadn't stumbled when he swung there and was kind of propping himself there, you would have nailed him. But unfortunately, he was kind of leaned over a little bit too far and just kind of zips right past there. Sorry, you see a firebolt kind of zip past you as well, and just barely miss this guy. Anything else? Bonus action, you still come in your Monculus.
Yeah. I am just gonna leave him there on Sora right now. I will go ahead and pop around the corner and take and twist the little cog on my shoulder and press it in, and then my Eldritch Cannon pops out.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and have that prepared.
You want to move? You want to move from there, or you want to stay where you're at?
No, I want to stay where I'm at.
Okay. All right.
Right there.
And you gonna fire it for that as well as a bonus action?
Yep.
Okay. We hope not. It pops up his shoulder, so yeah.
Yeah. And this one, I'm actually gonna shoot at the dude, the elf dude.
Okay. All right. Let me pick the armor class. I think it might be a little higher. Yep. That one, he actually is looking down that direction there. And as you fire it down there, the force bolt comes along there, and he just sort of like sidesteps a little bit, almost like Matrix style, as it kind of just zips past in there. Just you can see it just barely clips his shoulder and pings off there, but he kind of twists with it and doesn't take any damage from it.
Okay, that is my turn.
Okay. So force bolts and fire bolts go pinging down the alleyway. All right then, Sora, you are up.
I'm gonna clobber him.
Okay.
I'm actually going to use 2 hands on this one.
Okay, so your shield is not out. Cool. Okay.
Right.
I'll make sure you adjust your AC for that. So let me just
Yep.
so you want to be AC 17 now? Is that right?
16.
16. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Because he ran at me. So I'm gonna
right,
play baseball.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah. So you
And I will divine smite with that as well.
Okay. So go ahead and make your roll. Is it 2d8 you're doing?
I believe. Hang on 2 seconds.
Yeah, it should be. Unless you're using a higher spell slot.
Yes, it's 2d8 for first level.
Okay, cool. Spend your spell slot and roll that 2d8. Oh man. Okay. Still. Oof. So essentially you thud the hammer kind of thuds into his chest a little bit there, and there's a divine flash of energy as he kind of like squints away from it there and takes and yells in pain, taking some damage. Okay. He squints back at you. And like, what the hell was that? And that would be him. Anything else there, Sora? Let's say, yeah.
Nope, that's it. I'm gonna stand here.
Okay.
Because if I actively know he's not going after them, he's staying on me, right?
Yeah. He
The way
didn't run
charged
past
me.
you. Yeah, he basically ran up to you. You're the closest person, and so he just ran up to you and hit you. So
Yeah.
nobody else. Everyone else is behind you, so he didn't try to run past you. All right, so Lucas, you will see this because you're right there. This guy comes running right out. 1, 2, 3, 4, right to there, and just comes sliding into a stop there as he pulls out 2 daggers. Actually, 1 dagger is already in his hand. Never mind. And actually, you will notice it is a female who slides into place there. She slides in with the 2 daggers out and slashes down at Sora there. She will get bonus because you are outnumbered now currently. So first attack.
My little homunculus is there. What up?
Right?
Not a combatant right now. He's just sitting there.
Yeah.
He'd been providing the help action or it attacked one of those guys. Of course, he uses a range attack, so he's not really considered an ally in melee really because he's not making any melee attacks.
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
I've got the armor for it.
sure. First attack there with the dagger. 7
No.
plus 2. Nope, does not hit. Dagger spins in his hand there, in her hand, and slashes out with the other one. No, the 13. No. So you kind of the first one you just dodge out of the way. The second one just kind of dinks off of your breastplate there as she tries to stab you in the gut. So no damage from either attack. And she is there as well. Let's see. Let's advance this past here. Trevor, you are up there on the rooftop there. Who are you going to go for?
All right. So here is what's going to happen. All right. I am going to Legolas down these right here. Oh crap! Hold on. Not moving. Guessing this is like a slant, like it shows on the map, right?
Yeah, so it's a slanted roof. Yeah.
All right. So I am going to jump right here a little bit and slide down to here. Do a front side flip, like cartwheel to here, and shoot this asshole right here to give Sora some cover, or some aid.
Okay, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check to be all cool jumping across the way there. Oh yeah,
I'm guessing.
No problem there.
So yeah, I'm gonna slide down there and I'll pop right there. Sadly, I can't get off my other shot. But I'm gonna this guy right here. I'm looking at him as the biggest threat currently.
Sure. Take your shot.
Because I was going to assist Bracken over there. If she would have just had one, I wouldn't have even given her a second look. I just would have moved right past her to help Bracken. But
yeah,
with two of them there, yeah.
Yep.
So as that's happening, I am going to expend a grit and knock this one prone here if I'm able to hit him.
Cool. Go for it. Go ahead and make your attack.
I'm not going to actually use sharpshooter because I'm not really trying to damage him.
Sure. Okay.
I just want to get
normal
him
shot then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just in case.
Why are we not trying to damage him?
No. Because I'm not. It's not that I'm not trying to damage him. I'm trying to knock him down to help Sora more.
Sure.
Advantage on attacks.
Advantage on all the attacks from here. It just makes more sense. Does a 17 hit?
Yeah, it does hit. Yeah, so you plug him like kind of from your vantage point there. He's kind of hunched over a little bit there, and everybody's up there, and you just nail him right in the back of the left shoulder and knock him forward a little bit. And and he's kind of like searching around desperately to see where that came from. He has no idea, obviously, since you're from your vantage point there. All right. Anything else you want to do there? To no bonus action or anything else? You can't fire. So, all right then. I think we move on to Lucas. So you are visible. No one knows where you're at currently.
Sorry, I had to talk to Draven real quick. I was actually going to use my. You know what? No, never mind. I'll save it. I'll move it on.
Okay.
I was going to use my action shot and take a surge or take a shot, another shot with him, on the thing. But I'll save that. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. However, the prone action there is it automatic or is he has to make a save? On the is it wing shot or whatever it's called?
Yeah, he has to make a save.
Okay. Let me see if I can pull up that character sheet.
I believe it's strength.
Let me double check. I can pull that up there and see just to make sure I'm looking at it correctly. Features and traits. Here we go. Wing shot DC 14 strength. Okay, cool. Easy enough. Let's see if you can pull that off. We're looking at thug number 1 here. Not so great at all. Thug number 3, sorry. There he is. Nope, that's fine. No. Okay, yeah, he goes prone. Essentially, he was already off balance there, and the shot when it hit him in the shoulder kind of spun him around, and dropped him to the ground. He ends up kind of on his side. Let me see, where's the prone icon? Is there one I can use for that? Sure, we'll do that. So he is prone currently. And so yeah, now we're into Lucas here. So what do you want to do?
I'm glancing down the alley just to see what
Yeah.
this woman's doing.
You glance down there, and she seems to she doesn't have weapons drawn. She sees things. She kind of is perked up and looking down that way. But you don't see her taking any sort of action. She just sort of like, you do see her. She kind of does this kind of thing where she kind of like motions, and like with one hand just sort of stay back there, and she presses herself up against the wall here, but doesn't make any sort of motion. So she's literally just like, body language and everything else is just stay back and wait.
Okay.
She doesn't. Yeah, she's not drawing weapons. She's not charging forward. She literally is kind of pressed up beside there, is waiting.
I'm going to cast on the elf guy.
Okay. This whole person. Oh, yikes. Okay. So let me pull up. Where is Ildren? There he is. As a wisdom save, DC 16. Oh boy. No, he does not. So you just see him kind of like freeze up. It's sort of like you can see kind of, and so you are no longer invisible.
No, I'm visible.
So you appear.
At least Trevor probably won't shoot you now.
Probably, yeah.
And so yeah, like so basically he's looking down the alleyway, and all of a sudden you see him, his whole body freeze in place there as he's just like, and so that is that. Let me mark him real quick that he is now, what is going to be that? Sure, there we go. Held.
I'm going to move as well and draw my weapons.
Okay.
I'm going to step to there.
All right, we're up to him. Ooh. At that point, you can see his eyes looking at you, kind of narrowing slightly, and just sort of like obviously looking very concerned, as a person has now walked up to him while he's paralyzed.
Out of curiosity,
Uh-huh.
would say Lucas is about to take the bag. Could my owl fly down and pick up the bag out of curiosity?
No, it's also still in his hand. He actually grabbed it. He's holding it.
Oh, he's holding it.
It is in his hand currently. So, and yeah, you're not sure, but the hawk might be able to. We'll see.
Okay.
Dragon statuettes are pretty heavy.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's about a foot long, and it's basically solid brass, so probably not.
It's a subway? Wait, what?
Huh?
Nothing, forget it.
Oh, sorry.
You said foot long. You said foot long, my brain went to sandwiches.
Ah, yes.
That's funny.
All right.
We're all mature.
Okay, so all right then, Lucas, you will see that. And then we're gonna go ahead and the other person you didn't see, who was back around the corner. Okay. This guy comes back around the corner, and obviously doesn't know what's going on, but moves into here, and you see him kind of spinning. He actually has kind of like these actually like steel like looking pauldrons and kind of a top armor there over top of his leather armor, and he's kind of grinning and spins out a hand axe in one hand, and draws a dagger in the other hand. Sorry, 2 hand axes, one in each hand. That's what it is. He's kind of like spinning these little axes there. And you just see him. Yeah. Not going to take on my boss, are you? And he will swing out 2 attacks at you there, Lucas. First attack. The 19 should hit for 4 slashing.
Yeah.
And he does not get sneak attack. And a 20 for 9 slashing. Oof. Okay. So he's like, just kind of one in each hand there, just swiping out at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ow.
Yeah. Yeah. If he didn't sneak attack, it would have been a very different story. One last thing here, real quick. Sorry. Need to do that. Cool. Okay. All right then. We are at the top of the order, and let me check here with hold person. Does he get a new save each turn? Is that how that works? But it's his entire turn to make the save.
From being prone?
No, from hold person. This is the elf here. Let's see. End of each of its turn, it can make another save. Okay, so he spends his turn being worried, and kind of narrowing his eyes and hoping he can make this save. Let me see here. Wisdom save. 17. He does manage to make the save. So at the end of the turn, he's just kind of like, and just shakes it off and just shakes his head at that point there. Obviously not looking pleased, but looking a little more pleased than being held like he was. Real quick, I don't know, I can't remember here. Lucas, does cutting words mess with people's saves?
Can do. I think.
Or damage roll?
I don't know, attack ability or damage. Yeah.
Okay. However, I will remind you this if you want to give it a shot here, and this is a friendly reminder for every game here, is that you can expend your inspiration to make him re-roll.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. So his inspiration can force anyone there. So you kind of like I'll back on a little bit there and see if you can. Oh, 1. No, he does not. So he starts to like shake it off there, and then it almost like solidifies in place, and he just like his muscles lock even. He starts to like shift a little bit there, and his position moves a little bit there, and then he like freezes in place even harder, and just his eyes just kind of go wide as he's now in kind of a panic mode because now he's paralyzed even more. So let me mark off your inspiration.
I've already done it.
Okay, yeah. I'm on my cheat sheet.
Oh, in cheat sheet, right?
Yeah, so I know who has it and who doesn't. So, all right then, very cool. And we'll just say you kind of like you see him start to move, and you give him that like glare at him, like and shake your head, and he just like just kind of panics and locks up even further. And that's his turn. Amethyst, you are up. You can see the melee here around Sora happening, and further down there with Lucas. And let me reparalyze him real quick.
I'm a bit concerned about Lucas. I'm not as concerned about Sora.
Okay. Well, you can't quite tell where you're at there, but you do see that the elf there is not moving. He literally kind of like paused in a natural pose, rapier out, and then like something in the other hand there as he's just like literally locked into place.
See, I don't really want to close with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you move any closer, you'll be in melee with them.
I know, and the spell's 60
Although,
foot, and he's 65 foot away.
This guy is currently prone. Don't forget, he's on the ground.
Oh right, okay.
I mean, he could try to swing it if you run past him, but he'd be at disadvantage. You want to just run past him.
I'm going to do that then.
Okay. He will take a swing there, obviously disadvantage. Let me just see what he gets from his position. The 3, there he is. Disadvantage, nope, misses you. So, yeah. Yeah, see, he kind of like sweeps up at you, and he's like sweeping down at your leg there, and you just kind of like just barely pull your leg in at the same time as it just smashes into the ground next to you as you zip past him. So you are there.
I'm going to cast on this guy.
Which one? Oh yeah, cool. Okay.
Sorry, I tried to do it and you moved the map.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I saw the ping. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm going to use my bonus action to just say, leave my friend alone in the scariest voice I can muster.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast this.
I feel like I know what it is.
Cast a lot of wands.
That's not bad. Okay, so DC 16. Let's see. What my character sheet got him? That is number 2. There he is. He will make his wisdom saving throw with a 3 and say no, and take all 17 damage. Ouch. And he has to move away from you. Is that right? He has. Oh, that's a mind spike. Never mind. You kind of like this like purplish looking spike of energy just drives into his head, and there's suddenly a connection between the two of you. You now know where he's at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And can't be invisible or hidden from you either. So okay.
Yep.
Right. So he's kind of like, and Lucas, you see that spike just kind of appear, driving into his temple there, and he kind of reels from it and is shaking his head, trying to shake off the energy. You know the spell signature. It's amethyst. Anything? Oh, so you all set there. All right. So this dude here is going to get up using half his move, grumbling and growling, looking at the tabaxi that ran past him, but seeing his friend in here, and he will take his swing. He does pull out a dagger from the other in the offhand, so he has his cudgel and his dagger now, and we'll take 2 swings at you, Sora. First, with
That
a
hits.
16, yes. Will hit you for 9, and he will add his sneak attack because he has an ally in melee. So let me roll that 2d6.
He's a swashbuckler.
No, he has an ally in melee. That's a sneak attack.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Well, we don't talk about me.
For 6 extras for a total of 15 damage. He will swing with his offhand. But misses. So
Yes.
yeah, so he like thuds you like right in the shoulder, with the cudgel there, and then tries to step with the dagger there and just skitters off your armor again. But he kind of looks a little happier with himself that he did some damage. And Eldon.
Okay. So then I will go ahead and squeeze out there and okay. So magnetic pool that we created.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have that yet or
Not quite. You haven't had a chance to really sit down and do much with it yet. There, you have the kind of the theory behind it, but haven't worked out the final details.
Well, I thought that we discussed it was just a part of the world.
It is a spell, but you haven't leveled up since you kind of got the idea for it. It's out there. Yeah, you would need to actually get the spell.
I would need to actually get the. Okay, cool.
Yeah, when you level up next, you can take it. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, and then I am going to pop out, and my wrist spins, and the magic missile pops up, and
Okay.
I'll go ahead and shoot those. I'm going to shoot the rogue looking bro next to Sora.
This one here, or the one with the cudgel.
The chick.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. All right. So it's what, 3 missiles or is it?
It's 3 right
Okay,
now.
Yeah. So 6. Oof. All right. So 9 damage. Just straight up
Yes.
takes it.
And then my little spider, you watch as my goggles on my left lens spins around, and another little thing drops in, like another lens drops in front of it, and he's actually going to pop off, and we'll use his little force attack. Seems how he's in front.
All right.
No. Actually, I'll just have him do. No. I take it back. Oh well. Okay. So a different lens color comes, and my owl is going to fly off and use the help action for Sora.
Okay. So yeah, move it over there so I can, or kind of move it in the
Yeah,
general vicinity so I
it's-
know what he's doing.
Yeah, it's going to fly, and then it's going to fly back. Fly there, help action, then use the rest of his movement to get like here. So back up onto the
Okay.
roof. So
Let's see.
he's about to
Yeah, you
fly
know what?
by.
Oh, is that it doesn't draw detect opportunity?
Nope. He doesn't
Okay,
draw
cool.
any. Yeah. So
Yeah. So he flies in there.
yeah, he flies in there, messes with the guy for a second.
Yeah. So
and then
gives him a distraction. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's distracted there. So Sora, you'll have advantage on your next attack.
Awesome.
Because he provided the help action. All right. Anything else then? So as your bonus, you want to move? Or
Yep.
stay
No,
there?
that's it. I'm staying right there. I'll tuck back around the corner.
Okay, Sora, you are up.
Jim,
Yeah.
something
go ahead.
we both forgot.
Yeah.
When I got hit, I should have done a concentration check.
Oh, on which?
The whole person.
You're right. Yes. So 2 concentration checks, actually, because it was 2 different hits. I think they were both DC 10. So go ahead and do it.
Where is concentration?
Is it going to be it's a Constitution save.
Oh, it's con save. That's right.
Yeah, con save. Yeah, that was concentration was Pathfinder.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, it's still a concentration check, but it's a Constitution save to make a concentration check. Yeah. Yep, you're good.
I've been playing Pathfinder for a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played, but I still think of it that way. Wow, exactly what you needed.
Wow.
10s on both. So
Nice.
Yep, you make it exact, no problem. So yeah, so you're fine. All right. So yeah, Sora, you are up there, and you've got advantage on your attack.
I am gonna hit him. The
And
guy I've been hitting.
Okay. Don't forget, you do have 2 attacks.
I do. I did forget last time.
Yeah. It just dawned on me. I was like, oh wait, but you're 5th level now. Yeah.
13 to hit.
13
And
will
I
not
roll
hit.
with advantage. Oh, we get advantage.
Yeah, so advantage. Yeah, roll with advantage. Yeah. Yep. So roll again. No. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Second attack though, so you can roll with advantage still. So go ahead and
So 16.
yeah, that will hit. Yeah. So yeah, you thud into him there for another 7 damage. Do you want to do another smite or call it good?
I think that's good for right now.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you kind of just hit him in the chest, and he's kind of and the glares back at you. Seems to have taken it, but he's looking pretty beat up. He's definitely staggered a bit.
It should be.
Yeah. Any bonus action?
Yeah, I'll throw a couple 5 points of lay on hand on me if that's a lay. No, that's an action.
That's an action. Yeah. Yeah.
Nope, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Because I don't have my
I like
shield
that.
on, so I can't do the shield next.
Right. Right. You could ready the shield if you wanted. I'll let you do that.
Okay,
If you
I'll
want
do
to pull
that.
the shield. Okay. So you pull your shield. Shift your hammer there and pull your shield into place. Okay. All right. So your armor class goes back up to 18.
Mm-hmm.
And all right then. Then we have this one here. Looks at the right. Come on, stick with it. Stick with it. And to her companion there, and she will go ahead and attack you with her daggers again, slashing away. First attack, 18 will just hit.
I'm
Well,
so glad I put that back on.
she does have a +2 though, because so right now, so she does actually hit a 20 there. So 4 damage. She will go ahead and do sneak attack. So a total of 11 damage. And then one more offhand attack. 22 for 5 more damage. No sneak attack on that one, obviously. See, we got this. We're going to take her down. Trevor, you are up.
So I was blowing my nose and stuff. Didn't want you guys having to see that. All right. It seems almost like they don't. I don't know, but I'm getting really tired.
They're not holding back, obviously.
Yeah, no, I know that, but it just seems like somebody's making them be here. I don't know, but it's not going to stop me from what I'm going to do to them anyway. But sure. I'm going to slide down a little bit right here, and I'm going to, in midair, I'm going to take off onto this guy right here, shoot in the air at him, and then come down with my sword right into his chest if I can pull it off.
Offhand, okay.
Yeah.
Give me acrobatics check here.
Yeah.
Let's see how cool this looks. Okay. It's not pretty. You don't quite see the landing as well as you want. But you'll still be able to make your attacks there. Go ahead and make your pistol
in midair, and this is going to be sharpshooter.
Okay.
Because now he needs to die.
He might.
That's the idea.
Is a sharpshooter scary? If you can hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Well, 18. Yep. Yeah, it'll happen. So, yeah. And so then essentially we'll just go ahead and say, he actually cries out, "Oh!" As he collapses. And we'll just go ahead and put the
right.
So you can still land and attack this one if you want.
I'm going to leap off that guy's chest right to about here and use my sword on her.
Sure.
Him.
Okay. And you get a +2 to hit. You now outnumber her.
Yep. I was about to say, do I outnumber her now?
Yep, you do.
Very cool. I wanted to make sure I want to get in between me, her, and Amethyst as well, because I'm not letting anything happen.
19 will hit for 9 damage.
Yeah, and about that, right? We're gonna blow my action surge, and we're just gonna rinse and repeat this. Now I know as well. It's not gonna be at disadvantage because I'm gonna spit my last grit point, so it's not. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing twice to her too.
No, you can't have the offhand as an action surge.
Oh, right. Bonus action. Right. So yeah, I am still going to spend the grit point though, and not make it a disadvantage.
Okay. And you gonna do a sharpshooter again?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Roll that attack. Ooh. You want to see in there?
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
No. Okay. So
I wasn't able to use that grit point, right? So I can. It's not meta to change it back to use the grit point instead of reroll, right? I can do that, right?
Or you can use your inspiration. Either one.
Use your inspiration to reroll.
Yeah, I forgot. That's right.
Yeah.
I always forget we
Yeah.
get inspiration at the
Yeah,
beginning
good.
of each new day.
Yep.
So yeah, that's going to happen for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Roll that again.
That one's going to
15. That will hit because you get +2. And yeah, you just plug her.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So
Sorry. Like, I have to
So-
throw it up, but I got it.
so Zora, you see Trevor come leaping off the roof and shoots this guy here, drops to the ground, stabs her with his sword, and then pulls a shot out there and blasts into her. She actually just kind of
Oh,
slumps
shit,
back
I
against
killed
the
her
wall here.
Oh, whoops! I didn't. Oh,
Yep.
oh well. Whatever.
Your grit point comes back. Don't
That's
forget.
right.
Yep.
God, that was an awesome.
Technically, you would get 2 grit points back if you had spent both your grit points, but yeah, because you took both.
Well,
of them
actually, I
down
did
in
because
turn.
I already had the one spent, and I just
And
used
you
that
get
one.
You get
I
one
just
for
got them
each.
both back. All right.
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
So yeah, Amethyst, you kind of like see this over your left shoulder as Trevor just lands, shoots, stabs, shoots, and both of them drop almost simultaneously.
Sora claps her hands and says, "That was amazing. Let's do it again."
And I would say this: if you hadn't spent inspiration, you would have gotten inspiration for that.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Not gonna lie, that was pretty.
Pretty
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
That was great.
Okay. All right then, Lucas. The tide has turned behind you there. You guys still have the guy who is still paralyzed, along with the guy wielding axes, grinning at you, and he's totally focused on you, has no clue what happened down the way.
I don't like his face.
Sorry,
Yeah,
if it comes
he's-
down to my turn, it'll be good. But the problem is we got a full turn with all their turns before we can even do anything. So
I did warn him to leave my friend alone and growl at him, though.
Yeah, he hasn't got to go since then.
Mhm.
But Lucas, what do you want to do, Lucas?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh, and by the way, Brecken is literally just cowering at this point. He's kind of like ducked his head. He's not moving out of the way because of a draw tax opportunity. He's just like cowering against the building.
And not helping with the fight.
There's no weapons on him.
Yeah, I will cast at him.
Okay.
Just cast them. Just looking at which level I'm going to cast them. Cast at the highest level.
Okay. On the axe wielding guy or the
Axe wielding
Okay.
guy, yeah.
okay. All right there. So 13 psychic. He's making a wisdom saving throw. Ooh boy, that's not gonna be happy. No, not with a 6. Oh no. So yeah, he takes the damage, and this is when he has to run away, doesn't it? Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, oops, hold on here. Takes that damage. Come on. There you go. And he and goes running around the corner.
Yep.
at least he's not the one that
Right.
stole that. No.
Anything else you want to do there, Lucas?
I will move just to there.
Okay. So yeah, you can see he just kind of ducks. He runs around the corner there and just kind of stops around the corner, just kind of. And from your angle, you can see him kind of there now, and he's not looking back. He's like just kind of like hunkered down there, going, "Oh God, oh God," and gonna be his turn. Except Lucas, you will have a view of this. As he stands there, there is suddenly a blast of frost energy. And let's see. Actually, no, I just rolled a hit. Let's see here. All right. All right. And you see, he just like he's just kind of like sitting there, and all of a sudden there's this blast of energy that hits him. It's kind of this ball. It's kind of white, icy white, and he just like gets knocked off of his feet and flat on his back, right here.
Which way did it come from?
From further down the way, from this direction.
Right.
Okay, and he is okay.
I was just going to tell Lucas we don't want him to get away. Something.
Yeah, so poof, and he just gets dropped and is out. So you do see that. So yeah, so you see that where you are. You do see that happen there. We have this guy here. Again, spends his whole turn trying to make that save. Let's see if he does. Not with another natural one. He literally, at this point, with 2 natural ones in a row, we're just going to go ahead and say he literally, you see his eyes just roll back and he passes out, like literally in place on his feet. He is at just like the lights have gone off. And that for the moment takes us out of initiative.
Who's that?
Get that bag off him.
Out of game, because my character obviously would have no idea because he hasn't been up there yet. Who is she
Mhm.
down there?
Lucas, did you pass it along there when there was somebody down there?
I would have mentioned it, yeah.
Okay, so this, you know that Lucas had mentioned somebody down there. They have not come into view.
Okay. But she hasn't been actively attacked us or anything, yeah?
No. In fact, Lucas had mentioned that she wasn't moving forward.
Okay. Then I wouldn't pay attention to it then.
Yeah, I'll put the bag and take the bag out of his hand.
Okay, so you kind of just wrest it out of his hands there. He obviously cannot resist. The only thing is you can have to pry his fingers off of it because his fingers are locked in place, but it's not hard to
just cut them off.
Yep. No.
I'll have a look in the bag.
Okay. You see a brass dragon statuette. At that point, you do hear a voice as this person steps into view. Oops. She does not have any weapons drawn. She just steps into view. And those of you that can see, we'll just go ahead and say that there is a second person kind of standing behind her, just sort of obviously keeping an eye. Shoot, wrong thing. One sec. Reveal him. Dark cloak steps back out of view. This person is still held in place. This person got knocked. Sorry. Boop. So he's still held in place. This person got knocked back and on his butt. And give me a perception check, everyone. Go ahead and see who sees what. Go ahead and reveal this is the rest of the house over here.
Well, I didn't see anything.
Nope.
Oh, me.
Okay.
I did, probably.
Probably. Let me just
Eldon's,
check real quick.
As the little combat there, Eldon has come out from behind the house corner thing that he was using for cover.
Okay.
He's like walking up towards the group.
Nope.
That's
Okay.
decent stealth rolls right there.
Yep. So, yes, somebody made their stealth rolls. We'll just say that. Somebody you don't see. So, not that you would know this. But she does step out, just sort of, and she's not really like, she literally steps out into view. No weapons drawn. Again, just kind of steps into view there. Person steps still in the shadows behind her. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate what you've done here. This is wonderful. And as she does this, don't worry, we're all friends here. And just does a little motion across there and brushes a little bit off of her armor. Trevor,
Yes.
when you see this, you don't know thieves can't, but you do know a few gestures from your
Right.
time. This is very much a gesture used by the syndicate. It's basically, are we cool? Essentially.
I'm not.
Now you know that there are three things you can do here. You can either acknowledge it, and it's the same gesture back, which basically says, "We're cool. I recognize this. We're cool." Um, Actually, you get the same gesture back here. We're with the syndicate. Okay. Another one is kind of just put a hand against your stomach, and say, "Hey, we're cool. Nothing, no problems right now." Or you brush your weapon, essentially saying, "We're going to have problems." Of
No,
course, the fourth thing would be to do nothing, and then she would assume that nobody here knows the gesture, and so it's no big deal.
no, I'm gonna give her as not that I'm keeping it from the group because they're not gonna know anyway what she's doing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give her the slightest tip of my hat, acknowledging that, like, yeah, we're fine for now as long as you don't try anything.
Okay. She kind of looks at you a little bit strangely, but then gives a nod. Okay, yeah. So sorry. You do see that Lucas is holding the bag, and when you do look in there, Lucas, there you do see that there is a brass dragon, about yay long, kind of a sinuous looking dragon, in kind of crouched forward, as if it's breathing.
How heavy is it?
It's fairly hefty. It feels like it's a solid brass. So it weighs a good like 10, 15 pounds. Like it's like, oof, wow.
Just
Um,
so we're clear, I went to go under my coat when I reholstered my gun.
Mhm.
I did not holster my gun. I
Okay.
pocketed dimension in it, so it's in the air and just looks like it's holstered, and you wouldn't be able to see it because it's under my coat anyway.
Okay.
So just
So
so I want to
you-
make that abundantly clear, just in case.
Okay. So your guns is just in your wrist pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right.
Little slide.
Sure.
Oh, like,
Um,
do I need
so
to
she
roll that,
just
or are we just saying that? Give me the benefit of the doubt on that.
I'll just you just kind of flourish it there. She's looking around. Essentially, when she looks over at Lucas there as her back turned, you just kind of.
I'm glad you didn't make me do that. Oh wait,
You rolled fine. Yeah, you're fine.
I got a
Yeah.
1, and then it made me re-roll.
Fine.
Okay, anyway, cool, good, nice.
Yeah, either way, you're fine. So yeah, she just looks around at you. Well, an unfortunate situation, and her eyes settle on Brecken, who at this point is sort of like backed up a little bit and just sort of like against the wall there, just to, uh, like, now, Brecken, we've had this discussion before. Are you buying merchandise you're not supposed to? Just kind of levels a stare at him, and he's uh, like, don't bother to answer. I already know. This is your second offense, as I'm aware. There won't be a third. So that's sort of like leveling the gaze at him. He's just sort of like, I understand. I understand. What do the rest of you do?
I'm gonna start flicking my coin in the air.
Sure.
I'm going to ask her who she is.
Oh, just a concerned citizen with certain business interests.
I'm going to disarm the elf just in case he does come out of the hole first.
Sure. You kind of pull the. He still has a rapier in his hand, so you kind of pry the rapier out of his hand. Nice looking weapon.
I think you should cut his hands off.
I'll Just pat him down, searching, make sure he's got no hidden weapons or anything else.
Okay. You see there is a. You see he never had to draw it. There was a short sword on his other hip. Essentially, so there's a scabbard there for the rapier. Short sword there, other hip there. He does have a short bow. That's kind of you just now that you're up close to him, you can kind of see it kind of tucked into place across his back, and a little brace of throwing knives that's across one of his thighs. Four throwing knives, kind of belted across the thigh. Other than that, no other no, it doesn't keep any coin on him or anything else that you can see. You're just patting him down at least. But that's what you see when you're there. So rapier, short sword, short bow, and throwing knives.
Yeah, I'll make sure to disarm him of any weapons.
Sure. Okay.
I'm gonna yell out to Bracken. Bracken, why don't you come on over here next to us?
I don't know who you are either. What's going on here?
Well, you can either come with. Yeah, I assumed as much. But I will tell you this much: you can either come with the people that just saved your life, or maybe this lady would like to have her way with you, so to speak.
Oh no, he's free to go. I don't really care, as long as he doesn't have anything else he's
Well, then
trying to do.
Okay, so it seems like we're not in an impasse. I was just worried you were after him.
No, he's, as I said, this is his second offense. If he has a third, then we'll have a problem.
I wouldn't stop you from there. And frankly, I'd tempted to shoot him myself. All right. But I wouldn't do, of course. Amethyst could bite me again.
Bite you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want food poisoning.
So yeah, by the time you start patting him down there, and at this point, his muscles are still very stiff. He's not really resisting as you do this. If you wanted to tie him up, you can. Whatever you want to do there.
I think you definitely should. Definitely.
I will ask you this: are the other thugs that are there, are they going to administer any kind of aid or let them bleed out?
I mean, I would like to, only because these people didn't seem to actively want to kill Bracken like they could have.
They wanted to kill you.
Yeah, but a job's a job.
I don't think we should do anything to help them.
You don't have to. Yeah, well, good for you guys. But I'm going to either way.
Clearly low lives. They just want.
I don't know. I just have no. I'm not. Yeah, no. Where's the three that I? Oh no, I wouldn't.
They're the ones that they're the ones the X is there.
Yeah. So. I'm gonna go ahead and manacle the one up, and then apply any medicine I can just to keep them. You
make a medicine check.
Do we remember that the person that was carrying the statue was murdered by the thieves?
Either way, not really your call. If you want to kill him after I do what I do, then go for it.
They're already dead.
Go ahead and make a medicine check if you want to stabilize them.
Actually, you know what? Just that. Oh wait, no, she's got that one unconscious that was with them, don't she?
No, they're both.
No, the one over there with Lucas and Eldon right now, currently, right?
You at least remove all the weapons and everything first before you.
Well, listen, just wait a second. What I was saying though, he's unconscious right here, right?
He's held and he's locked up.
Yeah, I'm not doing shit with these two guys.
Okay. Yeah.
So
essentially, they're thugs working for him, and so they ran out and attacked, and essentially, they will bleed out unless you do something else. So Sora, you have the option too if you want, but it's up to you.
After Eldon kind of pats him down, make sure he doesn't have any weapons, goes through his pockets, just to make sure there's nothing more.
So Lucas has already. We leave him as weapons. You will find a bit tucked into a thing in his cloak. Essentially some coin. A total of 22 gold in loose change, essentially.
Okay.
Enough to do things that need to be done, but
right.
None of them considered treasure. Yeah.
Food, travel.
It's a mixture of gold, silver, and copper. Just sort of a total of 22 gold worth.
What's the druid girl's name?
To pass out later.
I'm sorry, Elmi.
Oh yeah. And then I did want to turn to Brecken first. Uh, this individual, would you happen to know if there is a current warrant out for him? Or you, lady there with the yes.
Um, Gladly take him off your hands if you'd like. He is let's say he's overstayed his welcome in the city. I don't think that he should be operating here any longer.
Yes,
We'll deal with him
that is
unless
one
you
thing.
wish to.
Yes, would you happen to be offering a small reward for the individual that our group just uh, assisted in removing from the city?
Um,
Or maybe potentially future friendship? Um,
so Eldon essentially is she's staying where she is because she doesn't want to get. She's at a point where she can back away if you guys turn on her. She's not going to put her back to any one of the groups in here. And so the heated exchange between Trevor and Amethyst happening over on the one side, and Sora kind of debating over on the side there is happening. She kind of keeps glancing over that direction and just kind of decides to stay out of that for the moment. Um, Looking over at Eldon and Lucas. Um, well, there's two things to realize here. Um, First of all, um, there's the matter of the stolen property. I That sort of an operation isn't sanctioned and shouldn't be done. So normally we would confiscate the goods.
yes, we do have to return the dragon to uh, the the dragon people. What were they called again? Yes.
uh,
Drakal
the
Embassy.
the Drakal embassy, yeah.
Yes. The Drakal Embassy. Um, it
Hmm. Well, I will say, if that is your intent, then I'm fine with letting you take the item and claiming the bounty for yourselves. I'm sure that's I know for a fact that's quite generous compensation as it is. So, um, we can, uh, I will say that we will watch to make sure that is done. Understand that, well, if you decide to do something else with it, then you are no better than the person that stole it in the first place. So, if you do return it, then our business is concluded and goodwill is ensured. If you don't, well, there could be future issues.
well, we do have every intent of returning the item post haste, as in exactly when we are done with our current conversation. Uh, uh, I'll turn to the group who is arguing, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll um, turn back to Lucas. Lucas, I do not have any more need for this individual. Um, do you have any need for this individual?
No. I'll ask Brecken though. Is this the one that stole the statue?
Um, I I don't know that. I simply purchased an item and then made a deal to sell it. And the late woman is like, "Oh, please, come on. At least take responsibility. We already know. Yes, I bought it. I gave him the money, and I'm gonna make a deal to sell it, at a much higher price. And um, well, um, I'm yes, I bought it.
Um, well, interesting discussion that we will have to have later, Mr. Brecken, is compensation for saving your life in this alleyway. And yes, also, ma'am, you are welcome to take this individual I do not have any more need for him, and we have the item to return for the bounty. Yes.
And I just want to point. I want to check something real quick here because has this argument going telepathic, or are you yelling back and forth across the
I would
alleyway?
I
Yeah,
would say it's
telepathically now, 'cause
telepathically at this
I've-
point.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
I've
Sure.
wandered.
Okay. I want to make sure 'cause when I saw you move across the way, I'm like, is this conversation being
Yeah,
yelled back and
telepathically.
forth? Okay. Cool. All right.
And I want to search this guy.
Okay. You'll spot like he's got like a about 5 silver worth of loose change. He's got 2 hand axes, a kind of battered looking set of metal like metal pauldrons, but the rest being the basic leather armor. Um Other than that, nothing really of note on him. The hand axes look nice, and he's got a couple daggers tucked into his boots he can throw.
Uh,
Okay.
when
And she's okay. She and her companion here will step out and essentially just like check him over, kind of nod, nicely looks over at Lucas. Nicely done. Uh, quite quite effective there. And so he just kind of grabs the elf and starts dragging him off there.
I'll ask her, was it one of your people that finished off the guy over there? Point to the guy with the pauldrons.
No one. I don't have anyone from that direction. That'd be a real trick for my man to make that shot.
As that's just happening, by the way, I'm not going to
Sure.
let them. If it's not too late, I'm not going to let them bleed out. Just because if there's a chance to save them, but obviously we're going to turn them in, and tie them up and everything. If it's not too late, if it's too late, it's too late. But yeah.
Essentially, if you while you were arguing, if you want to give me let me just double check how this works real quick because I want to make sure I have that. There is a test for that. Go ahead and make a medicine checks.
Okay, it's made 2 of them, right?
Yep. Yeah, 2
I'll
of them.
say the first one was on. Oh yeah, and it's not going to matter much.
Okay. Let me just see what the DC is. I think it's not too high, but you're not really trained and don't have a healer's kit, so it's going to be a little trickier.
I'm all for them
Yes.
dying too. I'm just trying to keep a
It's
moral
a
compass.
real shame if they don't survive. I mean,
Yeah.
real loss to the world.
Let me see here. That's going to be, I believe, medicine.
I think
doesn't say what the DC is. That's really useful. Okay. You didn't botch it entirely, so I mean, you'll get enough to stop the bleeding. If they don't get like any kind of healing, they will probably die in a matter of hours, or maybe even like overnight kind of thing if nothing is done with them. But they're not going to die the next couple of minutes at least.
right.
So
But
you stabilize them enough that they're not in danger of. They're not making death saves at this point.
right.
But they're gonna need tending to. Amethyst, the one over here, yeah, he's gone.
Is dead?
Yeah.
I'm just going to
Yeah, you can
search him.
see.
I wasn't trying to save him.
Yeah, I'm saying, as you can see, he's not breathing by that point. He's like covered in this like at this point it's all melted, but there's like kind of like this like giant like it's wet, a little bit of slush on the ground around him from a what seems to be a chromatic orb of ice
Oh.
that pummeled him and knocked him flat on his ass.
I'm just going to shout up there, like, who did this? Whoever it was, thank you. But
Let me go ahead and
you're
read
safe
that.
now if you want to show yourself.
Nobody answers.
As she
Nobody?
says that, can I send my owl up in the air real quick? It just
I mean,
has
so
have
let's
look real quick.
so we'll just say 4 things here. So between the medicine checks and you searching there and them taking the guy off there, they're gonna exit the scene at this point unless somebody stops them. We'll just go ahead and switch these guys out of here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do at all. I want to grab them.
They're being escorted though, aren't they? And they're not just leaving.
These 3. Sorry. So this guy and these two, well, unless you'd say otherwise, they're just going to take him off and head this way.
I don't think there's anything
Now,
else we're gonna be able to get.
Brecken, if he's like, am I free to go as well? Can I?
Well, actually, Mr. Brecken, yes, we will. We will meet you at your shop. Yes.
Oh, all right. Okay then, and he essentially will head off this direction as well, heading back down the way.
Before he goes,
Sure.
I'm going to mention the doom clock to him and say that it struck earlier. So that's why we're coming back.
Oh, that's concerning. Then I will see you then. Yes.
We came to your shop. We met your lovely assistant, and we bought a couple of things. Trevor over there has got the little mimic, and I've got the fairy house. And then the doom clock thing happened, so obviously we're a bit concerned about that. So we'll come back and have a chat with you in a while.
Oh, all right then. Thank you for your purchases, and I'll be going now. And essentially,
No problem.
He will run past you, Sora.
Opportunity attack. No, I'm just kidding.
And he kind of gingerly steps around the bleeding guys here, who are no longer like bleeding out, but there's a lot of blood on the ground and everything else, and and runs off.
And as he runs off, I'm going to telepathically say, also, if you're not there when we arrive, we will find you.
And he you see him, and he's probably about here or so, just out of view there. You both see him kind of like, and just keep going. Yeah,
It's a bit of a pussy, isn't he, Flynn? I mean, what's going on?
He does appear to have certainly a lack of gumption, for sure.
Well, listen, y'all. We're an adventuring party. We're used to these kind of things. Just because we are doesn't mean every single person is in tune to confrontation of some kind. The most normal person will usually piss their pants, let alone at the sight of Amethyst herself, let alone one of us. Let alone having your life constantly. Oh God!
How rude are you?
So, essentially, as you guys are talking there, as these guys are heading out of the way, you'll see this little halfling head just kind of pop up, give a quick wave, and as you can see, he essentially he's holding a crossbow. He kind of puts the crossbow specifically across his back, look at you, and then just drops down across this way and lands next to them.
Oh,
Cool! Such a cool little group.
And that was the Syndicate, the Shadow Syndicate.
Ooh.
We have made a good impression, everyone. We could get in this little crazy.
Well, you didn't make a bad impression, which is probably a good thing.
Now listen. Now now they're conscious and at least talking for now, right? These two.
No, they're out. They're unconscious. I mean,
Okay.
well, as you try to wake them up. I mean, it's up to you. They're not bleeding out.
Well, they're tied up, so I mean, I can't leave them here. Otherwise,
they didn't take them. They didn't take them.
So now I just got to decide. Where's the closest infirmary here that's like guarded with actual for criminals essentially?
You don't know. Give me a history check. Maybe you'll have knowledge of the
I've
area.
I've been in this town before, but I'm not really
sure.
Here, so
that's why I'll give you the roll. See if you know anything close by.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, you could dig into a guard station. The guard would tend to them. There is a guard station. You would probably know there is a guard station. Probably
had a few interactions with them or two.
Well, the thing is, remember, you're not too far from the Eastern Gate, and there is a guardhouse over by the Eastern Gate. So you could take them up there. It'd be like maybe a 10-minute walk or so, 15-minute walk or so.
All
so
right.
you could drag them over there and drop them off at the guard station.
I'm gonna wake them up the best I can, and then see if anybody wants to escort me along with them. Whoever
they're probably not going to be walking anytime. These guys are out.
All right.
Essentially, they're unconscious, not bleeding to death, but they are still wounded badly enough. They're not getting up and walking around.
Okay, so a couple of hours without healing.
Right. I mean, even Sora putting lay on hands would wake them up to 1 hit point, essentially, and they could stagger around at that point.
Sora, would you mind? I think she said she's still eating.
Okay.
No, I'm here. I'm still
Okay.
trying to think of whether or not Sora would do it.
Well,
If
if
he
not, I'm
were
just going to
down.
drive them back myself for hours. So, I mean, really, I'm keeping them alive no matter what. So it's a matter of, even if I have to give them my only potion and split it between them if I have to.
So
That's all.
as you,
But yeah.
so
Um,
are you guys spreading out that far? Let's see where you're moving to here.
yeah, I was gonna say Eldon would walk over and help, but Sora's got it.
Okay. As you kind of figure out what to do here and talking it over, Amethyst. Actually, no. We'll just go ahead and say. Sure. Let's go ahead.
I'm just saying, everybody sometimes deserves a second chance.
So, Sora, from behind you, you hear a voice. Well, Sora, it's very good to see you again. Strange meeting like this, isn't it? And
2 seconds.
Cirith, from the museum that you ran into, the White Dragonkin, steps into view from around the corner, essentially, and starts walking up this way, making her presence known.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was checking on things and
Guessing the white chromaticals.
figured I'd lend a hand. I want to make sure that there wasn't any further trouble. And so, yeah, you all see this person. Let me just. Actually, now this time you do see sort of this little kind of a pauldron there, some sort of a little like kind of an oddly shaped whitish blue breastplate and cloak off there, white scales, pale kind of bluish white eyes, a dragonkin, much more sinuous looking and less broad a shoulder than Sora. But just sort of steps into view over there, and you can see I'm talking. And I'm glad you all came out of this okay. Um, is everyone all right then?
Yeah, we're not too beat up.
Good.
Are we under the impression that she's the one who threw the big ball of ice at that one guy that was running away?
It's not a hard thing to figure out. I mean, she does look a bit of like a caster. She is cold based. She's obviously got some gear on that's not like just normal walk around town gear. It is armor. It is a sort of fancy cloak there, and you do see on her hip what looks like a wand, but in kind of the shape of an icicle, an actual like chunk of white crystalline substance in the shape of like an icicle. And those of you with arcane ability, which is all of you, but actually three out of the 5 of you, you would actually know that's probably an arcane focus.
I was in the middle of fighting. I didn't see that ice ball coming out.
No, you didn't. And it kind of happened around the corner there. So the only one that
Right.
Lucas saw it hit, and Amethyst noticed the aftermath of it. And Amethyst, you will see there's a divot in the guy's chest. It was kind of caved in.
Yeah. And I would have said to Lucas what on earth happened to him, and then he would have said a big ice ball hit him in the chest. So
yeah, you saw the flash of frosty energy as he got knocked back around the corner, like knocked back on his butt, and was lying still. Well, I did see what happened there. You held yourselves well with the syndicate. That is good. I'm glad that there was no further trouble with them. The
Doesn't seem.
item. the item, you held on to it then, I take it?
Yes, and we're gonna return it to it's the museum, right?
The
No,
embassy.
Yeah, the
embassy.
embassy.
Hmm. Unfortunate, actually. My associate, who runs the company, is very interested in that item. He was the one to be purchasing it tonight.
Well, we can
Mm-mm.
confirm it when we give it back to the embassy.
Well,
The
at
embassy where it was
that,
stolen from.
Yeah.
understandable. Yes, of course. I see. Um, just to let you know, the price my uh, associate is offering is double what the embassy is offering.
And well, you see, unfortunately, we did take out a contract and have committed to a contract of returning the item. Yes.
Understandable. I commend you on your forthrightness. It is a very good decision to make. And I'm sure my associate will be a bit disheartened to lose out on the item. It
It,
is an item of significance to our kind, and she just sort of gestures to her chest and kind of flourishes out towards Sora as well. And Strego's as well.
Do I see any type of family crest symbol or any type of belonging type symbol?
You don't see an actual emblem of any kind on her. She's definitely wearing a very similar cloak design as she was wearing before, but the armor is different than she was wearing before. But you don't see any actual symbols showing there. However, you do hear her mention. She did say before she's part of the Gort Strega Trading Company, and mentioned that the person in charge there was Strega, her associate.
Can I send because they're I don't know if I can do this or not because I don't want to really spend the time to go over there and get the guards. Could I possibly you do an animal handling check to see if Poto would understand to go get one and bring him one back,
Um,
or is that a
why,
little bit
why
out of the
don't we leave
reach
them
of?
tied up and go and tell the gods where they are?
Agreed with that. That's what I was going to suggest, but I think one of us should because if one of them tries to escape, they die immediately. So I think one of us or even two of us should.
actually, Sora, did you go? I saw you posted lay of on hands there. Did you go ahead and use it?
Yeah, one for each.
Okay.
Okay, then they're
Okay.
back up. Then we'll just take
So
them.
they're essentially kind of groggy, tied up, and they're at like one hit point at this point. It's enough to stabilize them to the point where they're actually conscious, but they're not in a position to do anything at this point. They're not trying to run away. They're not doing anything
Yeah,
else.
and
So,
obviously they don't have any guns or anything or any
yeah,
weapons. On
you
them.
disarmed them. So yeah, so in terms of what they had, if anyone wants to write this down here, one of them had a cudgel. Essentially, was a light club. It considered a light weapon. And had 3 daggers. The other one had a total of the other one, the female there, she actually had 8 daggers on her total,
Yeah,
like tucked
I'm
into
guessing
various
2.
places.
Yeah, like 10
Um,
from the crow type.
yeah, so and all of her daggers are balanced for throwing.
Yep.
I mean, technically anyone can be.
Actually, I'm going to take those. I think just because if no one else, has a problem with that, obviously. And I'm going to take them to the guard. I'm not going to ask what they're going to do with them because, frankly, I don't care. As long as it's not, I'm assuming it's not letting them go. As long as it's not that, then yeah. And anyone who wants to come with me is welcome to.
I think
So,
it's probably important that we stay together.
um,
Then
Statue.
come on with me.
I actually, as I
Yeah.
heard her talk, I had a realization of something, and I voluntarily helped Trevor take these guys back to the guard while you guys go turn that thing in.
So you just walk away.
Again, I think we should all stay together until we haven't got the statue with us anymore. Really, that's important.
I
We're
am
jumped.
also saying that same thing.
Then I think we're all on the same page and just come along
Okay.
with us, and then let's make it a trip of it, and going back to where we're
So then, just to clarify, then Sora, so as she's talking there, you just sort of turn around and leave. or you say just like we're done here and move on, or what? How do you disengage there?
I am going to whisper you.
Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, you kind of just haul them to their feet. They're kind of like staggering around, kind of like bleary and blinking like, oh, okay. And so they don't resist as you kind of push them along, and start moving away. And we'll just once I see what how we resolve this over here.
Eldon will say to her as he slowly came up
Mhm.
at the very end of that conversation, I am most sorry that we could not come to an arrangement due to us priorly having an arrangement for the item. However, if you do need us to find things later in the future, possibly we could work with you, because once we take out a contract, we fulfill the contract. And then he will turn around and walk away. Like, good night.
So is this a contract to find stolen goods for people?
Yes.
I'm not really comfortable with that.
Oh, wait. Like returning stolen items to the people. Yes.
Returning stolen items, yeah. Not finding stolen items and selling them for a higher price to somebody else, which is what this woman's expecting.
Oh, I may have missed the first part of that conversation.
Okay, so you guys start moving off there with the guys and try to drag them off there.
Yeah.
As you get a little further away, one sec here.
I am whispering to Amethyst to make a telepathic link with me,
Sure.
but I'm not telling her why yet.
Okay, so Amethyst, you told Sora that
Yeah.
that
I'll probably be bitching about Trevor anyway, so
Imagine that.
not really.
okay. So I don't know if he's gonna. So anyway, so you guys move off there, and Sora, what are you going to do?
As they go and turn in the statue, I'm actually going to go with the white dragon.
Okay.
Alone, please.
So so you just tell them, or just tell Amethyst this?
Amethyst.
Okay. So you kind of peel off on the way to there, or just kind of like they walk off and you stay.
Well, I figured she was leaving as well, seeing as how they weren't going to turn in the statue to her right there.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
as we're walking out, Eldon will say, well, yes, Miss Sora, we are leaving now, and it does not appear that you are following us. I do believe it is most important that we do stay together, as the city is quite dangerous. Yes, as he'll gesture towards the two dudes that we just literally beat the living smoke out of. There are thieves aplenty for sure.
Sirith actually just, I am sure she will be just fine. Just have some business to discuss.
Hmm. Well, I it does not seem safe to me actually, at all.
Nope. Okay. So Sora, I mean, so you just head off then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So um yeah, so she and the other dragonkin head on off. You guys can go deliver the people to there, to the guard station.
And I've asked Sora to keep posted on which way she's going, what direction she's going, which road she's going down, and everything, just so I know exactly where she is and to
That's
let me
why I
know if
asked for the telepathic links.
You
Yeah.
said there was some miscellaneous, like on. Did we pass the job board on the way down here?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, job boards are typically the only job board you really know about, like for with that thing, would be at the guard stations.
Yeah, which is where we're going because
Yeah.
seeing if these guys were wanted would be quite nice.
Sure. Yeah. Effectively, when you guys get there, we'll just kind of say it's not. Essentially, you tell them these people attacked someone in the street there.
And I'd see if there's any bounties on them as well.
There's no bounties on these guys specifically.
Gotcha.
However, the fact that you're turning these guys in, they will offer you guys 10 gold. Just a piece. So sorry, for 20 gold total for 10 gold for each of them, for the fact that they attacked someone and you brought them in. I mean, that they're essentially, and you see the guys are kind of beat up and still in their armor and such, but their gear's been taken. They're happy to take them off your hands, and they thank you for your service. Especially, Trevor, do you make any indication that you have any connections
To
to the guard?
connections to the guard, I've
Well,
definitely.
To like you have some connections. Do you reveal those connections to the guards?
Oh, I don't really.
You don't have to. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
My homunculus
Sure.
does stay with Sora.
Okay.
Also,
Give me a stealth check for your homunculus, and Sora, give me a perception check to see if you noticed a little thing riding on your cloak.
I was
asked
thinking
for it.
Oh, you did? Okay, then yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
Okay.
thinking like I
All
would have it like go under her cloak,
Sure.
like on her armor, like just kind of like trying. It's the size of a tarantula, so
Yeah. So basically,
I mean,
it hops on her cloak there and just goes under the cloak there onto the back.
yeah,
You don't even feel it, Sora, because it's touching your armor basically.
No,
So it
but
just moves into there.
I know where the
20 gold
homunculus
total.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
For the whole
5
party.
gold. 5 gold each. 4 gold
Yeah.
each.
Yeah, I mean, they're just thugs. There's no bounty on them, but the fact that you basically brought them in after seeing them accost someone, and yeah, they're happy to take them off your hands and put them and lock them up.
Can we also point them in the direction of the frozen dead guy?
Sure, they'll go and check out the scene. Obviously, they grumble a little bit the fact they got to go traipsing out there to go pick up do corpse duty, but the kind of the dispatcher guy is like, it's your job, do it. Okay, fine.
Oh, we didn't kill that one anyway. So
Well, thanks for bringing them in. We appreciate it. Here's this kind of the standing bounty for this kind of thing. So appreciate it. And you collect your money there. Sora, we'll go ahead and switch over to the map.
how much money was it?
4 gold. 4 gold each.
Total.
Wait, well, yeah, okay.
What?
No,
4
that's-
gold each?
Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah.
It's 20 gold, so 4 gold each.
Yeah, for the guys you didn't want to
anyone
bring in at
see
all.
Eldon
Yeah.
Pocket the 22 gold.
Well, here's the thing. I never. Okay, like you know how I am always how I'm
Eldon was
adamant
not
about.
making that obvious.
I like how. Well, here's the thing about that, right? You know how I am about sharing gold. In fact, I intend to this way. This was like nobody but me wanted to turn these guys in, like at all. And now that I've done it, everybody's all like, "Yeah, hands out for gold." Okay.
We still helped you.
Not with these two, actually. I killed both in a turn, but I do see what you're saying. And
No, I
obviously,
mean, we helped you to bring them in.
True.
And I literally shot both of them.
And Sora healed them.
Sora healed him.
no,
I
I'm not.
didn't.
I'm not saying.
murder him.
Listen. I'm not saying that like you don't deserve the gold. I'm just saying that I'm the only one that wanted to bring them in, and you were adamant against it, and you're still collecting. Of course, I'm sharing the gold regardless because I always do every time.
Sure.
I'm sure we still would have got paid if we brought the dead guys in.
We weren't going to bring them in though. We were just going to leave them there. You said that yourself.
We could have told the gods about them, though.
Like I said, though, this just takes notice. Sometimes it's worth it to keep people alive.
Why don't you keep the 20 gold, Trevor?
No, I don't want it. We've already split it because that's definitely what I was going to do regardless. I'm just saying.
I would like to have a portion of
No,
that gold.
That's gonna no gold always. We've already agreed to that a long time. Gold goes, gets split.
Yes.
That's how we all stay and function. That's not what I was implying. Trust me. I'm just saying sometimes there's a benefit to doing the right thing.
I wasn't there for the turn-in, so you already have my share.
Yeah, no, the gold got, like I said, the gold got split like evenly. I'm just saying there's benefits to, yeah.
We'll make sure you get yours when you come back.
Yeah, I would just go ahead and put it on your character sheet.
Okay, Sora. So, Cirith, you guys were right around in this little neighborhood right in here. Is everyone on the right map here? Yeah, you're on the map. You're back on the map again. So you were kind of tucked into this little neighborhood down here. And Cirith leads you to right around in here. Tucked back here, close to the wall, just off the kind of the main road here. You know that there's sort of the eastern gate that comes in down the hill into the city. And this place is tucked back in here, and it takes you to a fairly decent sized warehouse. That basically 2-story, obviously, and then kind of a third little like story up on one side there, maybe like an office type of thing like that. So, yeah. So she doesn't go. So essentially, the guardhouse where you guys took the bodies was pretty much right over here, kind of in this section right at the base of the hill coming into the city. One of these first buildings over here. Sora's not too far, just down here. So, and you guys started up over here. Sorry, right in there. So, you literally, you're not all told because you dragging your trudging guys along took you probably about 20 minutes or so just to get over there. Because I mean they weren't walking fast, and unless you want to try to push them into a run, they're not going to get there any quicker. So you guys moved off pretty easily there, and you're not going very far. It took you about 5 minutes to get there. So just kind of timing wise of things here. So upon reaching there, you do see this kind of a large warehouse, and Cirith leads you on up there. You see there is kind of the big loading type doors where you can move wagons in and out and load things up there, and then sort of a side door. It's more like a single, like a normal person walk-in door. And she leads you over to that door. Inside is a fairly modest looking kind of reception area with a desk, a couple of chairs, cabinet there. There's nobody inside at the point there. And she walks up there. She does produce a key that unlocks the door and heads on in. It is evening. There's the place, the lights. There's not people walking around the place there. It seems to be closed up there. So she does lead you inside. She pauses for a moment. And we'll wait here for a moment. And she's just over to Draconic, so you don't have to worry about the accent. We'll wait here for a moment. I'm sure this may prove interesting. And as you're waiting there, first stepping into the room will be a large, broad-shouldered, but not very tall lizard folk. Definitely not dragonkin. The head, the shape is all wrong. This texture of the scales is all wrong. You don't think you've never seen effectively. It's a lizard folk, not a dragonkin. But you probably have heard of them at least. He steps in, and this guy is just kind of decked out in like armor. He's got an axe on his back there. He just kind of steps in and moves off to the side. And then walking through after him is a dragonkin, blue scales. and behind him is a kind of a tall, odd-looking figure, kind of thick, actually kind of a fine-looking pelt, so a robe of some kind over his shoulders there. Never seen a furbolg before, but a furbolg steps in behind him carrying a staff, who just kind of sits on the side as well. And in walks Strega. Recognize him immediately. Been a long time since you've seen him, but you were in your early teens the last time you saw him. He was probably in his early 20s. And I will put this out here right now. Sora, do you want this to be offline from people, or do you want to?
She's already told me.
Okay. Eventually, you don't
No,
know. You folks
no.
don't know this. Okay.
I've told her that it's my brother. I haven't told her the other part.
Okay.
But yeah, we can go ahead.
Okay. All right. So steps in. Little Sora. How did I know this was going to happen someday? And first off, Strega, just so does mean as you know in Dragonkin does mean storm. Strega meant storm tongue. When he was a kid, he couldn't quite control his lightning, and when he spoke, he spat sparks all the time, and so he basically called him Storm Tongue. And so he dropped the tongue part of his name and kept Strega. So, what brings you to Port Oris?
I missed what you said. Try it again.
Oh, what brings you to Port Oris?
We were doing a mission and trying to make contacts and bringing a painting to a guy, and she just kind of stumbles through everything that has happened. Kind of like
Hmm.
she's trying to reconnect with her big brother, knowing she's probably not going to get to.
Huh. Sounds like you have. Sirith did mention you had some friends with you. Good. It's good. I'm glad you're striking out on your own here, getting out from under Nana's skirts, as it were.
She kind of kicked me out.
Well, probably for the best. I'll just say that. Nana's a wonderful person, but she does have some rather constrained ideas of what is acceptable in business practices and such. So, welcome to Goat Striker Trading Company.
You're a
He's kind of
trading
gestures to.
company.
Yes, we tend to bring goods in from various places, moving things in and out. It's not dissimilar from what the family business was initially, but we diversify quite a bit more in what we ship and store for people.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's one of the good guys or the bad guys?
Give me an insight check, sure. I mean, it's hard to say. He's not like he twirling mustache sinister kind of thing like that. I mean, he's not getting that kind of impression from him, but it's more just like he's just you always had Nana on a pedestal, and so hearing him talk kind of somewhat negatively about her does kind of set your scales on edge.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. Is
Yeah,
he
I
turned
mean,
evil?
it's not so much. You don't get the impression of like, oh no, I'm a terrible person, kind of that. It's just, it's just, it strikes you a little. You can't help but bristle a bit at the implication. But again, no, if Nana, she just has rather outdated views on how things maybe could or should be.
But you're not like stealing goods or buying stolen goods, are you?
What do you think?
I have to ask bluntly.
He's the person that wanted the dragon statue.
Yeah, I know, but still, he was paying for it. Whether he
Yeah.
knew it was stolen or
From
not, I
someone
don't
who
know.
stole.
But I don't know if he stole it or if he had
Yeah.
somebody go and steal it. That's why I'm asking.
I have a number of people that I work with throughout the city to acquire goods, and I always have an eye out for things related to our homeland.
You're not thinking of
And
going back, are you?
no, definitely not. We're not really welcome there, regardless of what Mother ever said.
I'll kind of sit with that for a moment because if you're gathering dragon things, then I don't know what exactly he's doing with it. And remembering what Bahamut said.
Mhm.
So I'm
Now
just
one thing,
kind of sitting.
yeah, and so he does. It's look, people of our homeland. What do you know of the Gortlioris?
Not
And
much.
yeah, give me a history check.
Well, I'm trained in history,
Okay, yeah,
so I'm
absolutely.
going to have a really bad roll.
Of course. Well, I don't think so. You're gonna roll well. There you go. You do know the Gortlioris. The Gortlioris literally means great betrayal, and it's basically when metallic dragons began sort of the culling of chromatics. And with a 23, you would have heard that they did so because some chromatics were actually being born from metallic eggs. Like literally, chromatics were hatching from metallic eggs instead of anything else. There were no clutches of chromatic dragons so much. And but it was this time when essentially the chromatics were being driven out of Drakal. And this purging was taking place. You also would know that another term related to that, the Elas Sherez, which in Draconic is endless, shameful duty. They actually made it their duty to. This is about when yes, this is basically when they started destroying any sort of chromatic clutches they found and killing off chromatics and even putting bounties on them. This all happened centuries ago. It's not something that's been recent history, but again, history. This is so with that role and kind of touching it off there. Um, so, yeah, so it all kind of it's like, oh, you do know your history, then good. As you kind of sees it on your face, as you kind of nod and recognize. Did you know that there were even red and black dragonkin being born? It's not well known, but even red and black were appearing, and they put them down. So I collect things from the homeland so they don't have them anymore. I collect things that so they can't have them and use them. And I even bring in people like us when I can.
So as I'm looking around and I see the white dragon who brought me in,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then obviously my brother who's blue.
Mm-hmm.
Are the other two around him? What color are they?
Oh well, one's a lizard folk. He's not actually a dragonkin, so he is scaly. And you kind of look at him. It's really odd looking at him. He's kind of greenish brown scales, a bit mottled, more like almost more like an alligator type hide than really a dragonkin hide. Kind of mottled green and brown look to there. No tail, just sort of like hulking most there. The face a little bit more alligator like, broad and like fangy. You don't really recognize him. And then The other one was actually tall, lanky, like 7.5 feet tall, furred. So not a dragonkin at all.
Okay.
Oh, God, it's
Um,
Morkid.
Nope.
Morkid Morkid was not
actually-
hairy.
Yeah.
He
No.
had little patches in places, but only
Yeah, no,
special places.
kind of a brownish, brown, like wood brown coloring to him. Tall, dressed in sort of like fancy looking like cloak and robes there with the staff. He does look druidic. I mean, in nature, you don't really know druids that well, but you've seen people that spend time in the woods there. He looks kind of out of place being in a city, but nevertheless, he is there. No, if I find any young or people that are on the run of our kind, I help them get to safe places.
Is there any underground railroads we need to be aware about?
Well, you're not there, so.
Oh yeah, true.
No, but you can tell Amethyst to tell me.
I mean, she can't like pass word for word. Essentially,
I
you
was
kinda,
making a Harriet Tubman joke.
Yeah,
or whatever that whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the implication is he has helped to secure some chromatic dragonkin, maybe even young, potentially.
I'm feeling really
It's,
hinky about this.
I mean, it's.
Because your bro's dodgy.
Well, it's more of it goes against everything Nanny's taught us. He's doing the opposite, but in a good way, which is not something normal that I get.
Yeah, it is definitely strange. He will say, I don't know if you're ready to hear this yet, but
I'm not a
have you heard?
baby.
And he's like,
Okay.
I know. So
Hey,
you kind of do that sort of a little bit of a thing there, yeah. So go ahead.
So, question.
Mhm.
My homunculus.
Sure.
I just was looking over the rules,
Mhm.
and it doesn't say anything about like knowing its exact location. It doesn't say anything about any of that, or like
Sure.
being able to communicate with it telepathically.
Mhm.
Nothing about range.
Sure.
So,
But if Sora tells me the location, I can tell you the location.
right.
Sora's
But
has to be fast
also,
held on to mark the location on the map.
yes, and
I will say you have a telepath. Essentially you can communicate with it. Does it say it has to be a certain distance for communication with it?
it doesn't say anything about
Okay.
distance.
So
Yeah.
I will say it doesn't transmit information to you directly, but essentially you could like give it a command even where you are now.
Right.
Like if you wanted to like, hey, fly up in the air so I can find you or whatever else like that. Essentially, yeah. So it's like it's there. And I will say you sort of a limited idea of where it is.
Okay.
Because you can't really command it if you have no clue where it's at. So it's not like you it's like a homing beacon, but it's sort of like a general feeling that you could track
But
to it
yeah,
if you
yeah,
needed to.
yeah. And like with Sora's assistance, with Amethyst, and then my general idea of hey, this thing is within 100 feet of the spot. Like I can narrow it down to exactly what building they're in.
You could find them, yeah. It wouldn't
Okay,
be hard
cool.
to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
so
cool. So I
that's
am going to take out the map and mark that down. And
Okay.
so that way I know exactly where Sora is right now.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So about this time, this is probably about the time you collected your money. And this has been getting a little bit of updates here and kind of hearing things and passing some stuff along telepathically to you guys. And so you basically have an idea now where she's at and what's been going on. And we'll cut back here. And so this may be a little strange, but what have you heard of the Tor Shiraz? And this one you
Yeah.
have not heard of.
I was going
The
to say that
Tor,
one I know I haven't heard of.
yes, the Tor Shiraz, which you know, in Draconic means true shame. And so it's like, And he tells you, like, look, I know that you follow the Platinum One. I mean, it's written all over you, literally.
I smile and I kind of rub my chest.
Yep. Okay, that's the Nana. Nana is also faithful there, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. All right. Just like Nana, I don't think that she knows this. I would be shocked.
Knows what?
But my sources have told me of the Torturos, the true shame. There is a prophecy long in our people that Bahamut will return fully and herald the return of the dragonkind as well. But he can only be fully reborn when his other half emerges as well.
Tiamat.
Exactly. It is said that Tiamat will be reborn from the children of the dragons. This is why the metallics, have been calling our kind. They want to prevent Tiamat from returning, but in doing so, they're also preventing the Platinum One from returning.
Okay, so him and I are on the same page then about saving our kind and others like us.
Seems so.
Yeah. So he's a little less hinky, but he's still hinky on how he's going about doing it.
Yeah. Not surprising. Definitely different methods, and a bit sinister, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect you to join my organization or help me in any way specifically, but I did want to reach out and give you more information that you may or may not have had.
And at least now I know you're alive.
There is that, and I
Mm.
am glad to see you as well. I hope that we don't come to odds at anything. I'm glad this night came to a less than hostile situation. I know it could have gone any way.
In Draconic, so
Mhm.
that Amethyst can't understand me.
Sure.
I'm going
Actually,
to tell what?
sorry, go ahead. Then,
I'm going to
but
tell him, my brother, that if I see any of our kind that are looking for help or lost in the world, I'm going to send them down to him or to what's her face to come here and ask for the girl.
that would be appreciated. I definitely would welcome that. And throughout it all, you can just kind of, I mean, you don't need much of insight there. Essentially, the other two, the lizard folk and the furbolg, um, have just been sort of like just calmly standing at the ready, like not menacingly, but if something were to happen, they obviously would be jumping into action. Sirith she's literally lounging in a chair over to your left, just completely smiling and not seeming concerned, but not definitely not worried about anything from her manner. Just to kind of read the room a bit.
Other than I
Um,
can't pronounce her name right.
Sirith, yeah. Sirith Luminar. um, I will warn you, our kind sometimes may look a little bit different, and he does kind of gesture to the lizard folk. 1 second here, I lost his name completely. He will actually give you his name.
Just call him Gatorade.
Yeah. It's actually not too far. Grillvac is his name. Grillvac. Grill there, he's more one of the natives to Beltier, not like us, known as lizard folk. But there are some of our kind, dragonkin, born that look different. Don't have tails. Slightly different features and such, so don't be surprised if you ever see someone who looks like them or a little bit different from us. The tailless ones are often known as Revenites.
Revenites?
Mm-hmm. I lost the other name. Okay. And essentially, he would feel free if you want to stay, if you want to meet up with your friends again. Essentially, he kind of gives the option. We can stay and talk, visit some more, or obviously your friends, I'm sure, are wondering where you're at. If you want to go and meet up with them, complete your business.
I think I will go back with them to make sure that they know that I'm okay.
Understandable. I appreciate you coming to see me and look forward to seeing you again.
You as well.
And so just kind of walks over to the walks you up the door essentially, and doesn't really do any kind of brotherly like affection thing like that. Just sort of like gives you maybe a little pat on the shoulder or whatever, and sends you on your way.
And I will head to the last place I know that they were going, which was the
Well,
guard's
Yeah.
tower.
actually, as you exit, my homunculus, as I commanded it, will come out from behind your cloak and your armor, and he's going to like float up in front of you and like give you like a little salute with his front little arm, and then kind of like a like gesture for his other two little mandibles that are actually his little arms, little pincer arm things, are going to adjust for like follow, and then he'll fly back to me,
Sure.
but leading
Easy
you,
enough.
to me.
Yeah, easy
Okay.
enough. It sort of guides you there. It's not very far. I mean, you're not. It's probably you can easily catch up with them. So after dropping off your guys there, what is your plan? You gonna start heading off somewhere else? You plan to just wait somewhere for Sora? What was your plan then?
I was thinking of waiting near the um,
Shop?
no, um, dropping off the emerald or wherever the bronze statue thing. Have we already settled we dropped that off, or we're
Well, that's the opposite side of town. So
okay?
basically, just kind of point out there. So basically, you were over here at the guard station, right around here.
Yeah.
Sora was right there. The embassy is way over here.
Where?
It's actually sorry. Well, it's in the map here. Let me just double check. Yeah, you're on the map here. Let me ping it. Shift over here. It's going to be
Okay.
over here. Yeah, so literally across the city. So it'll probably take a good like 45 minutes to walk all the way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figure, how would you? Well, seems how we know her position. This is like before. How about we wait just down the street? Remaining not in sight, for say, but definitely in distance to do something if something bad happens. What do you think, Amethyst and Lucas and what Cloak? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explorer.
Okay.
Yes.
Definitely.
Perfect.
So you can meet up on the main stretch of the road here somewhere. Is that
Yeah,
meet
but
up
like
there?
kind of backed into an alley, so that way,
Sure, it's not
Yes.
just standing in the middle of the road. One thing
Right.
you'll see is the road is all pretty well lit. This is a kind of a main thoroughfare along here. This right here, it's not too far from where you guys are. This is a massive. It's a structure that looks very similar in styling, at least, to the Temple of Rest in Craven's Rest, being devoted to the Raven Queen. This is
You
the
mean Raven's Crest?
yes, sure. Keep trying to mess everybody up while you're at it. So essentially this is a fairly large structure there, a similar tower structure off the backside of it, to the one that's in Craven's Rest. But yeah, it's very obvious iconography and everything else. It basically you see sort of the same raven, same motif, same mausoleum kind of look. Dark windows, arch style windows and such. And you're able to meet up, head along the way here on up past the Temple of Light that you had visited the previous night there, and down around over to the Drakal Embassy, which is actually right over here. By the time you get there, it's probably pushing 9 o'clock or so, between all the talking and moving around and conversations and waiting. So it's definitely later on in the evening, fully dark at this point. You do pass a couple areas where the lighting isn't quite as good, but you do notice the same, very similar, like little every so often the same little lantern structures that are set up there, hanging off of buildings, on little posts on the side of the road, all flickering with the same sort of either slash torch slash candlelight, looking depending on the size of the things there. And those of you with Arcane, they do realize they're pretty much all continual flames. Essentially, some sort of modified version of them. Doesn't take, like I said, it takes about 45 minutes or so before you get all the way over there, and you Drakal Embassy. There is one guard standing out front, essentially, just sort of at the ready, looking fairly much like the one you saw previously. This one being bronze, with a spear, kind of shield sitting up the side there, kind of a drapey looking cloak off the back. As you approach, as you make it clear you're actually approaching the embassy itself, there, and state your business.
We got the statue.
I don't know what you mean.
We're
We
returning
are
a
here.
stolen item.
All right. And he sort of like gives a little tap on the door, and waits for a moment, because you do hear some like sort of a bolt or something being thrown, as the door as the door opens up there, and a figure, another guard type person from inside, sits out, and they speak in Draconic back and forth. They say, "What is it? What's going on? Someone here to return something? Oh, well, I'll check in." And so he wait here a moment, and as the guard outside there tells you to wait, about a couple of minutes, actually, 5-10 minutes go by, and I kind of think, what's going on out here? And so like, finally, a person in little robes, functionary type person there, like, hello, and you see this first Dreckenkin you've seen that actually looks old, because they don't have like they don't have hair, they don't really have wrinkles or anything else like that, but you can kind of see mostly kind of this stooped nature, kind of the hunch, a little hunch there, and you're kind of like moving kind of slow, and definitely in the voice. The eyes are a little filmy. The person actually is gold coloration to the scales there, but it's a bit faded and somewhat mottled in places. And you say, you have something to return. I take it is the bounty that was submitted. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like looking up at you. All right then. Come in, please. I will rouse the head clerk. And he stops, and just for a moment there, you see him just sort of like make some sort of a motion, essentially it's kind of the message spell as someone is summoned. This way, and he does lead you over to the same clerk's office he had before. Within about another 10 minutes or so, you see the same silver dragonkin that you saw before, same robes, and so step out there. Ah, you've returned. Good. The item then is already, as I would understand.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
we
will
have it.
hand it over because I'm still carrying it.
Excellent, and you kind of like, unexpectedly like heavy. Yeah, all right then. Very good, very good. Come with me, and the older one just kind of stands up. The older clerk stands up the side there, just kind of looking at all of you, just sort of, good people these days. And he pauses and looks at you, Sora, just kind of like squints his eyes, kind of like shows a little bit of a shock, but not like, oh, just sort of like, oh, interesting. And you all are shuffled in there. Let's see here. Payment is set up here. So he pulls out a small like coffer essentially, and slides it over. This should be the correct amount. Feel free to count it if you want. But it should be all there. And you see up there a very meticulously lined up row. Actually more almost like a casino. The little
Chips.
like indent slots, like poker chips there, just all lined up in perfect rows. And there's a second tray that lifts out and has a whole second row there to add up to be 25. It's actually not hard to count. Just quick math in your head there, Eldon. You can do kind of like, oh, very nice, and 2,500 gold, all laid out there.
Oh.
It's a little bit heavier than the statue, just in terms of like the sheer weight of it. Because it's not it's a little wooden coffer there. Feel free. Thank you for your service. It's appreciated, and it's definitely good to see people doing their job, doing good things in the city.
Mm.
The nation of Tikal thanks you. The Darashan family thanks you.
You're
You're
welcome.
very welcome.
The person who's going to purchase this, did he tell us, or were we told before of who was going to purchase it?
You mean so? To kind of play it out there, Ildren, the elf, killed the regular character, took it, sold it to Brecken. Brecken contacted your brother, and your brother was going to be the one to buy it, according to Cirith. She told you that your brother was actually one who was going to be buying it from Brecken.
Right. So that was the buyer that was enlisted. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So essentially,
The thieves and murderers are now in the
Syndicate got wind of it, and they were going to collect the bounty, but you got there first, essentially, and got the item before they could have. They would have turned it in and taken the money as well.
I will mention though that we were actually offered twice as much as the reward to sell it to the person that wanted to buy it from the person that stole it. Obviously, we did the right thing by bringing it here.
I would have to agree, and it is very good that you are forthright and honest people. It is appreciated.
I didn't much care for the idea myself.
Okay. All right.
Well-
So essentially, go ahead.
As you say, I'll split the money between the party rather than trying to carry that big heavy weight on my own.
Sure.
I was
no
gonna
problem.
say, I mean,
Can slide
we
it in the
can
bag of
use my
holding,
bag
too.
of holding for like, is the weight of it. Just for
Yep.
whole conference.
So essentially, thanks you, and you head on out there. You can split it up as you want outside or whatever. But Sora and Amethyst there. You guys can have the conversation as you're leaving there, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't want them hearing that.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
glad we got that gold. Oh, look, Sora keeping secrets. 500.
We'll probably split it up
Yeah,
inside
it's
anyway.
it's 500 individually,
500.
obviously.
Okay, I just want to make
Yeah.
sure.
I wasn't
yeah.
keeping secrets. Didn't want the other dragonkin to know what I was saying. You guys can perfectly hear what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, so you can wait till you're outside, obviously, because and away from earshot there, so it doesn't take long. I figured you probably somewhere outside you'll split up the goal or however you want to do it. But you're far enough away now. You can you can speak freely and decide what you're going to do next. So
Well, we need to go back to the shop. We need to talk to this guy. I mean, what's stopping us turning him in? He was buying stolen goods and selling them for profit.
Yeah, and then we can extort. I mean, talk to him.
I'll be right back, guys.
okay, no worries.
But actually, that's a very good idea. I would very much like to go talk to the shopkeeper. What?
Okay.
He might
Right.
pay. He might pay us some money to keep quiet.
I was okay. Honestly, like, yeah, I was. That's what hint the word extortion come into my head. Yeah, extortion,
that.
blackmail.
We might be able to
Well-
negotiate a discount at his shop.
Yeah, but yeah.
So you're able to head back across the sea there. If any place you, I mean, it is nighttime at this point. So the streets are, as I said, mostly lit for the most part. You can move around pretty freely. You do pass by some things. Okay. And you're able to get back to the shop there. There is the closed sign on it because it is at well after hours. So, but I will leave it up to you what you want to do in that case. You don't see the lights like there is some light. So the windows essentially are again that sort of that basement level windows there, and they do have like something in front of them. But you can see that there is some light inside because it's dark outside, and there are some lights on inside the place.
And knock on the door. Or try. I'm assuming the door's gonna be locked, so we'll knock on the door.
Okay. So, all right. Sure. No, not a problem there. Within probably 2-3 minutes, you will see the door open up, and Alindra actually opens the door. Like, and just kind of a bit of a sly smile on her face, as she sees you first because you knocked on the door, and you brought the rest.
Has Brecken come back?
Oh, yeah, he did. He kind of came in and went straight back to his office. I take it things didn't go so well for him?
Not for him, no.
Good, good. Well, I guess all of you come on in. And she opens the door and waves you all inside.
Could get a room, you two.
Is it big
Um,
enough for me to go in there?
You already been in here. you were
How big are
you were
you?
here earlier today.
This is the place
Yeah,
with the
this
doom
is
clock.
Or
you're
the
passing
giant
up
sword. Yeah.
the giant
Yeah,
Oh,
you're-
the place
giant
with the black
sword.
sword. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
the missing-
death
yeah, the mi-
clock.
This
Yeah.
fucking shop with the doom clock.
Yep. Okay.
Trevor bought
Um,
his very adorable, not going to be a problem in the future mimic.
Sure, of course.
Hey,
No,
it's
that's
gonna
not
be
gonna
our
be a problem.
it's gonna be our pet. And it's going to love us and worship us and love me and not
And
fight
eventually
back.
grow and eat us all.
Yeah, no.
Well, Trevor, you
if-
see,
If the
there
fairy
is-
house doesn't kill us all first.
yes, but Trevor, you do realize that creature is has the potential to cause great bodily harm.
And
to
Trevor and
everyone.
Eldon, so do all of we. What's your point?
Except for we
Remember that we just faced a mimic and not that long ago, and we literally walked away from. Wait, no, that wasn't that mimic. Was it that mimic?
What? Did we?
Wrong campaign. Wrong
do not-
campaign.
and do not
I'm in
believe
7
that we have
campaigns.
ever
Leave me
seen
alone.
any
Trevor.
mimic.
Trevor, you did see a mimic really recently.
Yeah, didn't we walk away from one? Or is that
No,
wrong?
it was in the bar. The barbarian with the blue hair had the throwing club mimic.
Yeah,
He was feeding beer to.
Oh, right.
in
Yeah.
the bar. Yeah,
Yes.
There you go. Mimic pets all the time. It's fine. As long as you're well trained. It's fine.
Okay. So I take it that Sword Amethyst having this like conversation fully telepathic, or is everyone hearing this?
Now that we have entered that building, yes.
Okay. Well, so you're talking about this on the way there, so it's kind of important stuff that other people might like
Yeah.
interact with
talking
here.
about-
So
We
yeah.
were talking about most of it. I would say up to the part where she says, but aren't they imaginary? And then it went into our head.
Sure. Okay. So yeah. So on the way, essentially, yeah. So you basically do have the fact that Soram has been talking about Dragonkin and sort of the things there. So
could I roll a history check, like as they're talking about this subject, like on how we were there, to like
Okay.
just see if I know like about Tiamat and
yeah, you're trained in history, aren't you?
yeah, I'm trained in
Okay.
I'm trained in all the intelligence stats.
Yeah, and you're becoming in religion, right? So
Yep.
all right. Yes. Go ahead and make the roll and just see what you pick up from there.
Can I do it as well? I'm trained in history.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if you're trained in history, yeah. Okay. Essentially,
Plus 9.
so effectively, you know a bit about Drakal as a nation. You would know of the bounty that was placed a while ago, and that many other countries all sort of started putting sanctions against the nation. They're saying, "Stop doing this. Stop killing people and collecting money for them." We don't know. So literally, all of the other nations and city states in the region sort of went, "Knock it off." The chromatic dragonkin were in cities and people were hunting and killing them, trying to collect the money for them, and it was just causing a major. I mean, just causing problems. I mean, like when they're trying to
Genocide is mostly a
yeah.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, not only that, it's like people are
Mostly.
murdering people in the streets because they're dragonkin, and essentially, so effectively everywhere said knock it off, and Drakal finally backed down and stopped sending the bounties out and such. Stopped paying any bounties, stopped offering them, and it became fairly well known that this was not a thing anymore. With those roles, you wouldn't really know why it was being done, other than the fact that it was.
Okay. Before we enter that conversation, Miss Sora, I do not know a whole lot about your race's past. However, I do know a bit, and given that we have slightly touched on to what is important to you, I would like to first say that I am so very sorry for what happened, and that it's very unfortunate. And yes, like awkwardly.
pat.
Yeah. Like, like pat on your leg.
Yeah.
It's like
Past the top of his head. It's
Yeah.
okay. I get it. Thanks.
That's what people do, right? Pat.
this is socially acceptable, correct? This is socially acceptable.
Yeah.
I've seen this.
You can't exactly reach my back.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. And so as you reach the menagerie and get inside there, Alindra lets you in. The shop is, the lights are kind of dim. They're not all lit up there, anything else. And so the display cabinets are, some of them are actually closed. A lot of them are actually closed and locked. And some of the spotlight things that were in the room there, sort of like lighting up certain areas there. So there's lots of pockets of shadow, just like around some of the displays and everything. You're able to, but you're able to see that the desk is lit up there where Alindra was sitting before. And there's sort of an aisleway you can walk back there. It's all well lit up and everything else. But she lets you brings you inside and just sort of, so I saw he was kind of upset when he got here. What happened?
Well, you see, he was very nearly killed. Most certainly was going to get a rapier through his throat, I do believe, if the conversation got any more intense as we were arriving. Yes.
Well, anybody else want to add anything? Go for it.
Yeah, he was about to purchase the Stoutwell. He was about to sell the stolen thing, and the people that sold it to him, obviously the murderers, weren't very happy that he was making a profit on it, and they were attacking him. So we obviously dispatched them, and then sent him back and said that we'd come and talk to him later. So
Let me guess, he did the old 1,000% markup.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not surprising. Right. Okay. Well, you dealt with the thief then?
Yeah. Both in custody.
Good. And what are the complications, I hope, then?
Well, not really. We're all okay.
There are interesting things that came out of this that I do not believe that we need to discuss, as it does not deliberately involve you or him. But interesting things, yes.
All right. So
You know the lady that was there. Did you say the Shadow League?
the Shadow Syndicate,
Shadow
Syndicate.
Yeah.
Does this
which basically they're the Thieves Guild, essentially, yeah. So
right? Does this person know about them?
Alindra,
Mm-hmm.
did you ask her?
I'll ask her.
I've heard of them, of course. I mean, they kind of do all illicit trade throughout the city, and they make sure. Well, kind of half and half. They facilitate illicit trade, drugs, prostitution, that kind of thing. Mostly deal in vices. But then they also kind of enforce a non-thievery thing. So they kind of go after people that steal stuff that shouldn't be stealing things.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, he's on his second warning.
Yes.
With the
She
Mhm.
did say that he has no more warnings, and the next time she did not deliberately state what would happen, but from context clues, I do believe that he would no longer be among the living.
Yeah, it was a threat.
Oh. Well, that's not too smart on his part, but then I know he does some dumb things a lot of times. So great.
I mean, he brought you this clock.
And
Does make
it's
me
still
wonder
ticking down. Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons that we're here.
Yep. Sorry,
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Good.
It does make me wonder how much exactly stuff in here is procured by nefarious means.
I couldn't tell you exactly. He does come in with strange goods sometimes, and I never quite know where they come from. They,
Guess it's not your job to question it either.
I,
I'm not hawking stones here. You know, I'm
no,
not.
what I mean is I have no way of knowing. I mean, I would love to be able to question it. I question it all the time, but I have no way of telling, unless there's something with a bounty on it, or somebody like comes in requesting stolen
In-
items and such.
In our business, I found out that the less questions we ask, the better off we are.
Well, I think that's
More of a curiosity than anything else.
no. I think it wouldn't surprise me if more things in here were stolen from someplace or acquired through underhanded connections or whatever. But I said without being part of the dealings themselves or having someone coming in saying that something was stolen, like you did earlier today, I wouldn't know.
Well, if you do need anything investigating in the future, if we're around, then we can
Trust me,
probably
I've done this
try
for
to
a
help.
Yeah, I've done this for a living for a very long time. Justice, in fact, stealing things and selling them at a higher markup so they can make money.
Well, that's I
I'm
mean,
not proud of it. I'm just saying what's been done is done.
it's one thing
Just staring at Trevor at this point.
I am very honest about my dishonesty. Let me just point that out.
She will.
Honest.
Well, just a minute. Do you want to go into his office or have him come out here? I'll leave it up to you.
You can ask him whatever he's comfortable with.
I think it's better if you
I
it
don't
all-
care what I don't care what he's comfortable with. I want to know what you want to do. Do you want to have him in his office? Do you want to bring him out here?
Let's let you.
Do you want to be part of it?
I wouldn't mind listening in, but I would do that either way.
I
She
like
is a
this lady.
So
She's
she
like
is
legit my new favorite person.
well, she is so Lucas, she is a diviner. Like
Yeah.
she's literally studying at the Lyceum as a diviner. So I mean, she's got clear audience, so she can just.
Yeah, sorry, Eldon. I think this one's spoken for. Right now, you need to find a.
She's
So
the Gothic Velma, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's how I immersed my description.
so kind of a half Wednesday Addams, half Velma.
That is the best.
So, why don't you get him in his office? He can't get away from you there.
Okay, I'll do it.
So she just walks you back there to behind sort of a black kind of velvet curtain basically at the back behind the desk, just past the desk there. She opens it up and there's a modest size like storage area. It's mostly like opened crates and a few tables and everything else. There's a few goods that are sort of like tucked up on shelves and everything else. Maybe some replacements of things. If there's multiple copies of multiple like I guess copies of various goods that are out there or whatever. And so she takes you to a door off to the left there and she doesn't even knock. She just opens the door and just says, "There you go." And what? And so you basically hear the voice inside there as basically there's a Brecken. At the point he's not wearing his cloak anymore. His cloak's up on a hook on the wall, and he's wearing sort of like fairly rich looking attire. Not like overly like ridiculous, but definitely well made looking clothes. Some silks, some velvet type mixtures of things, mostly in sort of dark browns and somewhat gold accents and everything else here.
While we're still with her, I'll say,
Yeah.
do you actually know what his real appearance is?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
He does keep it hidden for the most part, but yeah,
Mhm.
it's. I saw it the first time by accident. I mean, it's an illusion, so it's not hard to see through if you know what you're looking for.
Mhm.
But yeah, I pretty much see it all the time now. It's a little disconcerting, but it's teach their own. And just sort of like, I mean, she's the cat person, the dragon person, the
Mhm.
the halfling, the gnome, the half elf, and so I mean, it takes all kinds to make up the world, right? So
Yeah.
Yep. So then she just opens the door up and says, "Go right in." Oh, you did say you'd be stopping by, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Most certainly. Yes.
Certainly.
So the thing is, I am not sure how to go about extorting someone. So here is the
You
thing.
just said that. You're like, excuse me. You just.
You just-
Yeah, he just doesn't like that.
Excuse me.
So we did, in fact, save your life. Number one. Number two, we
I was-
were there to
I was
assist.
joking when I said extorting, by the way, completely. Like, God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Elton's not.
apparently
Oh,
fucking
God.
not. Like, right.
Okay.
Um.
He's at the point he's like, the shock on his face there, and it's like, oh, excuse me.
I mean, I was going to mention maybe a reward for saving your life and stuff, maybe a discount or whatever. But I don't know about extortion.
Technically, that is extorting. It might not be to a most degree, but like.
We're an adventuring
Yes.
party. We obviously need funds to carry on helping people the way that we do. So,
Maybe extorting was a bit of a strong word. More like,
we're just inviting you to do the right thing.
yes, let's do that. That is a better way of putting it.
Extortion. Extortion. Excuse me. Sorry. I had a little phlegm right here, like not there, but here. Not there, here. Right there. Sorry. Anyway, continue.
And it's and I don't know. I understand here a discount would definitely be in order for those people that do such helpful things. And you can see he's obviously trying the fact that you blew a 5,000 gold deal for him.
Hang on.
Effectively.
He is
Yeah.
staring at a dragonborn, correct?
Yeah.
And I am using my teeth to smile.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Being a tiefling, he's not really like that worried for the most part. I mean, he
worried
sees
isn't the problem.
yeah. So essentially, he kind of like. I understand, of course. Fine.
I whispered to Amethyst to show her teeth too.
Done.
Okay. Go give me an intimidation check. Why not? You can roll it too.
I
See if he's-
also smile awkwardly.
Of course. Don't even bother giving me an intimidation check. He just sort of like doesn't notice you at this point.
And
Oh,
I'm sure you'll be pleased to know that we've returned the stolen item to its, to its actual owners.
well, that's for the best. I see.
It doesn't bring back the life of the man that was murdered, of course, but
I mean the one oh
the courier.
I don't know anything about that really. I mean, I
When you deal with
actually
dodgy people, this is the sort of thing that happens.
Yep.
Nope.
And
I believe him.
Yep. Actually, and even those with passive insight there, you can see he doesn't seem surprised by the fact that someone was murdered, that a courier was murdered, but he's not lying when he says he didn't really know that. Essentially, I don't ask where the things come from for the most part, so.
Which isn't great.
Of course.
Don't ask, don't tell policy.
Amethyst, I have a question for you, if you don't mind me asking, of course.
Uh-huh.
What, just out of curiosity, what do you think would happen? Not that any one of us would do it, of course, because clearly all of us are above that. To find out that most of this gentleman's things are stolen that he sells. I'm just curious, of course. I'm not implying anything which way or another.
I can assure you they're not.
I'm sorry. I was talking to Amethyst, but I'll get back to you in a second. And I'll look back over at Amethyst.
Well, I don't think we have any way of knowing whether they're stolen or not.
Fair enough.
But we obviously have eyes on this person now, so
Yeah,
if he
we
does
do.
start acquiring stolen items in the future, you know, we can let him know that we'll be back.
Yeah, it's come known to be very profitable for us. Anyway, how was that goal going for you? But oh, that's right. Okay.
Essentially, at this point, seeing you talking like this and just sort of like, I understand. Right. Discount? Of course. Absolutely.
Discount and
And
also the prize pickings of things that are not illegally gained, but are also, there are some strange items that I will require in the future. I can send a list of them. Things like, for instance, a slod mesh, which is comes from, and then he'll like go explaining awkwardly, like digging through a slod, like.
Do you have, but just out of curiosity, do you have a workshop here or somewhere around the area?
I'm not an enchanter, I'm a merchant. I get supplies from various places and I resell them. I don't have any ability with any of this and these strange
It
No, we
is
gotta work on your
value-
we gotta work on your answers, friend. A simple no would have sufficed. But I do appreciate telling me regardless.
But it is the fact that you do acquire strange things on occasion that can be extremely helpful. Yes.
I when you call upon me, if you give me a way to contact you, I will let you know if I can acquire certain things that you're asking for. I don't usually go out and
Tap, tap, tap.
Hmm?
Sorry, I was trying to get Bernie's attention because she's
Oh.
tapping on the keyboard annoyingly.
Oh.
She's wearing noise-canceling headphones.
So, I don't have regular suppliers. I don't work with, I just acquire goods from various places and various people and resell them. Some of them I've had for a long time. Some of them I've had for too long and they should be gone. But I will say this. It does not hurt, of course, to make business dealings. If you give me a list of things you're looking for, I'll see what I can find.
Yeah, and not to mention, the next time you decide to go out on your own, please be more mindful of yourself and those around you. Next time, call on one of us or maybe hire somebody. Clearly, you were pissing yourself before when you got caught. So maybe next time, not go out on your own if you're going to do such means.
I'll take that under advisement. Thank you.
Can I change the subject now and talk to you about this doom clock?
Oh, that thing.
Forget I'm on live. Sorry, I wasn't talking to you guys.
How many times have you seen it start counting down?
Oh, it's counting down?
You didn't know?
Oh, you mentioned that before, didn't you? I've seen it count down. Well, this will be the fourth time then.
And what happened the other 3 times?
I'd rather not go into that.
I'd rather you did.
I'd rather not.
I'd really rather you did as well.
The first time was when I acquired the clock. I was traveling, and the people I was traveling with fell down a sinkhole and died. I managed to survive with the clock.
Wouldn't be so surprised if you push them in yourself, but regardless.
Mm-hmm.
The second time, well, it was an unfortunate run-in with the syndicate. We were both trying to acquire the same things, I believe, and well, not very much different from this evening's activities, but didn't go so well.
And I'm guessing that was your first offense that they were previous talking about.
I suppose so. Yes.
I wouldn't likely make a third with them. We wouldn't be there to protect you.
So what about the next time?
That damn sword fell over.
Hmm.
That's
I
how
kinda-
it broke?
No, it's not broken. It just broke a lot of things when it fell. I lost quite a bit that day.
At least you didn't die, though.
No. No. I just lost a lot of money.
Have you got any idea what is going to happen this time, or have any way of finding out?
Not a clue. But it's a curiosity that such a good price. And occasionally, at least, I know to either be far away from it when it ticks down, or move somewhere safe, or
So you
I don't
have to
know.
be in the vicinity of the clock when the bad thing happens.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Because if that was the
I-
case, why
I-
would you keep it in the place where you are? Why would you not just smash it into pieces? I mean, it's a doom clock.
Hmm.
Are you okay?
And he sort of like sits there. Destroying items such as that is quite a difficult thing to do.
Then throw it in the bottom of the ocean or something. Don't keep it in your bloody shop. I mean, do the bad things happen because the clock is here, or would they happen anyway and the clock just tells you?
I don't know. That's why I
Do
want
you
to
know
sell it
anything?
and get it. It's like it is a curiosity to be sure, and I hope that someone will purchase it someday and take that strangeness off on their own.
I think you're more of a curiosity than this bloody clock. Not putting it politely.
I don't know. You know, if this brings back so many bad things, why not just give it away to some lesser knowing? I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I'm just saying, why not just give the clock away?
Trevor, you're not taking the
No,
clock.
I do not want that. Are you shitting me? The one that
It's
counts
the
down
mimic.
and bad things happen to every single. Yeah, let me run around with this. No, thank you.
You think I'm just going to give something like this away?
Yes.
No. It has value. It must be sold.
Right. So the next. Okay. I'll see you in 12 hours. We'll be back in a couple hours. See how that works out.
And so, essentially, that's
I can see why you didn't hire anyone to come with you now for that first roundabout you did.
I guess we need to come back at 7 o'clock in the morning, don't we?
Yeah, really.
all right then.
Deal with the new owner, his coworker.
So, he'll kind of like, please, we can work out details another time, but thank you for your patronage, and we look forward to whatever this will be.
As we're like walking out of the room, I turn to Trevor and I say, well, I feel like my first time for extorting someone went very well.
Eldon, you did wonderful, but maybe not say the word extortion in the first minute of talking to the bloke.
I squat down and give him a high five.
What up? I give a high five back.
But I'm very impressed myself.
And at that point, we'll just go. He just closes the doors behind you.
Rude.
Boy, I'm still
And-
strong enough to break this down.
Essentially, it's just like
And then I
and
walk away.
you just see like over like as you go back through the curtain there, Lindra will be sitting there just sort of like
Right?
laughing her ass off. She's like, okay, well, thanks for coming
Was it
in.
as good for you as it was for us?
Oh god, that was good. So
Wow.
yeah,
I think we
am
should
here,
all go now
Parker.
and leave Lucas here, and then we'll see him later.
Why are we
Oh.
leaving Lucas here?
She's on a date.
Oh,
well, I
well then,
thought
yeah, we'll
Alindra, she's
definitely.
finished for the night.
I will. She will. She basically is like steps out behind the desk there, so I'm ready to go, and just like heads on out.
Get it, Lucas. Get it.
Essentially, she'll walk out with you, locking the door on the way out, and you guys head back out into Port Oris, and that's about what we're going to call it for the evening. We'll assume that Lucas and Alindra will head off to somewhere, essentially to a club, bar, whatever. And the rest of you guys, at this point, it's about 10:30 at this point there after all things going on here, so you guys can definitely have the evening to head to wherever you want to go, back to your hotels.
Yeah, back to the hotel, back to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would say I would do ritual alarm spell like around hold.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'll leave a
So-
telepathic link open with him in case anything goes wrong and he needs us.
Okay. I will go ahead and say then we'll be picking up in the morning. I will say, are you going to guys take any precautions to see what happens in the morning?
Yep.
I assume Eldon will be up
Yep.
at 5.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
anyone else going to set up a
getting-
wake-up call of any kind? And what time will that be?
that
If you
will
wake me
be-
before 6:30, I will literally chop you in pieces.
I
If you
am
wake us
going
before 10
to
o'clock. I mean, come on.
the
Well, whatever
alarm
will have
bird-
happened will have happened at that
The
point.
alarm
You've got to be in the
bird
shop for
will-
7. Sorry.
Yeah. The alarm bird will go off promptly at 5 a.m. every single day.
Sure. Okay.
We'll just have
The
to
next-
throw a pillow at it.
We'll pick up in the morning and decide who's going to be involved in the morning festivities and where everyone is when we pick up next time. So
Before we
I
do,
want to go ahead.
Amethyst, look right here under my nose. I've got some whiskers that come off the side. They're not as long as yours, but they're there.
You just glue those into place.
You should trim that.
She doesn't know that.
I go forward when I yawn. What?
And an important thing for next week.
Yeah.
So we may be having the birth of our second son is anytime in the next 8 days.
Okay.
And if not, by the end of the 8th day, on next Monday, they're going to induce her. So I may miss.
Might not be here. Okay.
Might not be here due to
Okay.
it having our second son.
Well,
so.
Excellent. So everyone out there listening, basically, make sure you send good vibes and congratulations to Eldon here and his
Definitely.
family. Excellent.
After
Good luck being a
after the
father
fir-
of 2.
After the first time, it's not right. You know.
Well, sure.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
You've only
No,
got
no, no.
one.
I know.
I am
Well,
a
at least
very
half of
crafty individual.
Well,
This is
again-
homunculus.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And
Thank you, Tim.
look forward to seeing you all again next Saturday. And enjoy. Have a great week.
Have a good night,
Hi,
y'all.
everyone. Good luck.
Bye.